This is the ashtray.
Yeah. Or yeah, yeah. Or just honestly, any.
What do you use to ash in?
I don't.
You don't
I
ash?
don't ash. I eat it. Um, welcome to the stream. We're ADP 420. Get high, talk about football. Welcome, welcome, welcome to all of our esteemed guests. Today we are going to do a little off-season content. We are going to be, as you can see, making a tier list. This is for will they help you move
Mm-hmm.
with one six-pack provided. So we're going to go through and list if we think that these QBs would actually come and help you move, which obviously is very significant for your fantasy football
Mm-hmm.
teams.
Yes.
So pay attention.
Now there are some conditions like they aren't just helping you move, like they're helping like you move the house. They're doing like couches and stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they're actually helping you move. They're not just like grabbing some boxes for you.
Well,
Um,
depending on where they're at on the tier list.
right. True. True.
Yeah.
Some of them may
Yeah.
not help you move.
Yeah, you don't have that on here. I guess kind of would be along the lines of pay someone else to help you move.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know. I would say that like the person who comes over to supervise.
Oh yeah, the person who kind of just stands
Yeah,
around.
the supervisor. That
Well, my thing is, I don't know if there would be any quarterbacks because they all got that dog in them. They all got that drive. They want to do it.
Yeah,
I don't know if there would anybody that would just passively stand around.
I do. Russ.
Russ,
Russ.
I don't know,
Russ
man.
was my one that for sure is going in the will come along and not actually help, but like pretend that he's helping.
I don't know. I think Russ is all
But
right.
we'll start. Is this in order? Are these in conference
No, it
or
just does it
just
randomly.
random? Okay.
Let's do Aaron Rodgers first
We're
because
gonna
he's the
start with
fun one.
A Rod. All right, now
Or
we
we
go
can
to
wait. No, save the best for last.
sorry, best for last. Okay, because I already know where I'm putting A Rod.
Yeah.
But all right, let's. I guess we can just start from. This isn't. I'm trying to figure out.
Yep.
Is it actually alphabetically ordered?
I don't think so because Aaron would be first,
Anthony,
and then Baker,
Baker,
and then Bo. Well, Bo
Bo,
would go before. No, it wouldn't. Sorry, I was thinking something
Brock.
else.
Yeah, I mean, right now
Bryce,
this is kind of
Caleb. Is it
Caleb,
in alphabetical order? L M M
Dak.
P R. Yeah. Okay, so it's an alphabetical
But why
order
is
based
Aaron
on first
Rodgers all
names.
the way down here?
He was added last.
So yeah, never
This
mind.
this was made before he was signed, and then I went back and added him.
Yeah, Trevor, Tua,
Yeah.
Saints.
Saints.
But why
Oh, it's
Tennessee?
Tyler is that one, and
Oh,
that top one is Cam.
that's why.
It's Cam Ward.
Okay. Okay. Well, yeah.
All right.
Um,
I say we can hop into it. Uh,
hmm.
so we got our tiers are they'll help you move, no questions asked. So you are providing them 1 6 pack of beer because that's
Yeah.
kind of the going rate for helping you move. The second one is will help you move, but it's really just in it for the beer.
Yeah.
They're kind of just in it for the beer, but they'll help. Not a big deal. Then there's the pay someone else to help you move.
Which honestly,
Should that be lower?
should that be higher?
What, pay someone else to help you move?
I mean, I think paying someone else to help you move.
But there's no effort put behind that.
Yeah.
They're not actually lifting the couch.
But there's no
themselves.
effort from you either.
They're helping me move. I'm moving.
No,
I'm
I know,
still
but
moving.
it's paying someone else to help you move. To me, is hiring a moving company.
Yeah,
So
but,
all you're doing is packing and
but
unpacking.
it feels lazy.
Yeah.
It's
But
the effort that
I think
that's
that's
really
my favorite kind. If I could do anything, that's what I would do.
just pay someone to do it.
Yeah. I would pack up
That's
stuff.
a lot of people knowing what you got in your house.
Yeah.
Uh,
They
helps
already
you
do.
helps you move, but doesn't talk the whole time.
Now,
Hmm.
now I don't know. Helps you move, but doesn't talk the whole time.
I guess that would be in like the supervisor tier. This is just someone
Yeah.
who just doesn't really have a personality. They'll
They're
help.
just they'll help, but they're just like
They're not gonna say
I'm just
much.
here. Yeah.
That's your. I suppose that would be the Jalen Hurts tier. You know. I was gonna have another Jalen Hurts tier where it's get someone else to help, and it pisses him off and makes him help harder. But
Isn't Jalen Hurts in like the will help you move like as long as it's only 1 yard and you're pushing him from behind?
he'll help you get that couch through the door.
Yeah, you just have to get behind him and push him, and it's
Yeah.
getting in. Yeah.
Then there's the helps you move but injures his back lifting a couch and leaves early tier. Then there's won't help you move, busy that day. Okay, understandable. They are very
Yeah.
rich. Most, if not all of these guys would technically be in that tier.
Won't help you move busy that day. What now? Okay, now
Yeah.
this is also on the assumption that you are friends with them.
Yes, we're saying
Yeah.
that you're cool with these
We're
guys.
on a speaking basis to where I'm not asking for money or anything. I'm just high school buddies. We've been friends for however long. You know, maybe we don't hang out. You know, maybe we see each other once a year, and
Yeah.
you know, like at Christmas or
I-
maybe
I'll
throws
text him on Monday, say, "Hey, good game last night."
Yeah,
and he'll be like, "Thanks, bro."
He throws a
Miss you."
Halloween party every year that
Yeah.
we go to. Yeah, like that kind of
Yeah,
friendship.
we're just daydreaming,
Yeah.
dream relationships with these guys.
Won't
help.
just two grown men wanting to be best friends with all these
I want Matt
28.
Stafford to be my buddy.
How many of them are older than 30 on this list? You know,
Oh God, yeah, right. Good point.
who just want to be friends with a bunch of college age
Bunch
kids.
of 25-year-olds. Oh God. Won't help you move, and he just doesn't want to. Now you would think that this is the lowest, but there's a certain level of respect of being like, okay, you know, he's upfront and honest. He's just
Yeah.
not gonna fucking
Hey,
help.
I'm just not gonna.
He's
do
just
it.
not gonna help.
I'm just not
Okay,
gonna
fine,
help.
that's cool. I get it. I understand it. But then there's the last tier, the bottom tier, says they will help you move, but doesn't show up.
Yeah.
Rude.
Yeah.
Don't be that guy. Just say that you're unavailable. Bite the bullet. Don't say that you're gonna be there and then not show up.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what some of these
Yeah,
might be.
I think this is pretty similar to my tier list. You have a couple more tiers. This is pretty similar to me, where won't help you move is kind of the same, where it's just like won't answer the phone if he knows you're moving. Was mine.
Yeah.
Like yeah,
Oh, that's
if
yeah.
he knows you're moving, you're not getting a hold of him.
Mhm.
Like if you, man, we should do a reverse tier list on what kind of friend are they when asking you to move?
Oh yeah.
Because that is
Getting really into the specifics.
that's my sorry that's my worst pet peeve of a friend. Like if you're my friend, you're not gonna text me asking, hey, what's up? Are you busy this weekend? Oh no, not really. And then hit me with the okay, cool, I'm moving.
Oh shit, yeah.
That's the most disrespectful thing you can ever do to me.
Mhm.
What do
I
you do?
just sell your information online, and you don't seem to mind that at all. So I'm like perfect.
You gotta open it up with, hey, I'm moving. Will you help me?
Mm.
No, like, are you free? I guess that's another thing. Yeah, when we're asking them, like this guy says he'll help you move but doesn't show up. Did we trick him into it? Did we hit him with a hey, you busy this weekend? And he's like, oh
No,
man, what are you up to?
It's assumed that all of this is genuine. That it's
Yeah.
just like, hey, he knows I'm moving. He's aware. This is after the phone call. This is the confirmation of the hey, I'm moving. Will you help phone
Yeah.
call?
So this isn't a hey, I'm having a get together at my place.
Right.
This
and then all my
Saturday-
stuff is in boxes.
Saturday at 11 a.m. Show up. It's
Show
a cookout. The only thing unpacked is the grill.
we gotta go to the store and get the meat because the electricity's already off, so I couldn't keep it in the fridge.
Yeah, I had to shut off all the
Shut off all
the gas
utilities.
too, so it's charcoal. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So
So yeah, we'll jump into it.
we'll start with Anthony
Yeah,
Richardson,
Anthony Richardson.
starting
I think-
quarterback for the Colts. This could have been Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
Could be.
I think I know where this is going for me.
All right.
This is pretty easy for me.
Okay. Where are you putting him? That's where I was gonna put him.
Immediately.
Yeah, he's gonna get. He's gonna. But the thing
Yes.
is, I want to point out he doesn't actually hurt his back.
No, yeah, he doesn't hurt his back.
He just gets tired.
No, he's just tired.
He's just tired. It's
No.
11 a.m.
No,
man.
he's in my mind. He's injured. He gets injured somehow. He injures something and has to leave
His shoulder.
early. Yeah, shoulder, back, knee.
Something gets hurt.
Yeah,
And we're not using him.
Yeah,
Thank you for being here, Anthony. But it's you should go take care of yourself, man.
yeah.
All right. Baker Mayfield.
Another easy one for me too.
This one could go one of two ways for me. You put him in, and I'll react. I would see
Here or here.
or there. Yes,
Yeah.
I was saying one. I was thinking one or the other. He might be in it for the beer, but he's still a homie. He'll help out,
Yeah.
So I'm like, this really could go either
But-
way.
I put him here because in my category, top category is brings the pizza and beer.
Oh, he's gonna show up.
I think
with it.
Baker helps you move and shows up with a 12-pack.
Yeah, you say, hey, I'm gonna get you a 6-pack, and he's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
I'm bringing beer.
Yeah,
Like,
you
oh,
don't even have to mention it. He's yeah.
Okay.
I think he's bringing beer.
Okay. Baker top.
Yeah,
Understood.
I think Baker's number one for that.
All right. Bo Nix. See, I don't know a whole lot about Bo Nix as a person. A
No,
lot of these young guys, I'm not going to be super familiar with.
I
Like,
I would say
yeah.
yeah, Bo Nix. This is where if you want to start looking up interviews to see what they sound like and stuff like that. But for first impressions for me, I'm probably putting Bo Nix into. I'll say he's legitimately busy.
I was going to put him in the helps you move but doesn't talk the whole time.
Yeah, I
You
think
know,
he
because
seems
he
like
seems like the kind of guy that would help. But I don't know him well enough to be
I
like.
would put him in the
Let's
supervisors tier.
let's look up a post game interview.
Okay. Northwest Bo Nix. Oops.
Onyx.
Let
That
me,
is a rock type Pokemon that, while looks really cool, is largely ineffective in
I
most
spelled his name
situations.
wrong. Bo Nix.
How'd you spell it?
Post game.
Did you spell it with an E?
I did.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, here we go.
Okay. He's talking about moving a couch here.
I'm keeping him where I'm keeping him.
I'm not. I think helps you move but doesn't talk the whole time is about where he'd be at. You know,
Yeah.
there's not a lot there, but it's not like but he doesn't seem like he's gonna deliver. He's gonna show up.
I don't think he helps.
You don't think he helps?
I just don't think he helps you move at all. I think whether or not he's legitimately busy or he gives a legitimate excuse or he just doesn't want to
I think this is Broncos bias.
or doesn't show up. Maybe. I don't know.
I think
That's
this is
just where I'm
another
at.
instance of Broncos bias. I think
I think he could also he's a rookie, so I don't want to say pay someone else to help you move. I think in 3 years, I think he's good enough. He's gonna be in the NFL for a while. He's probably gonna make a good amount of money where he's gonna pay someone else to help you move.
I think he helps. Doesn't talk the whole time. And if you'll let me have this one, I'll give you one later.
Oh no, yeah, you can have this. I'll give you it. Yeah.
Okay, because I do think he doesn't seem like and you have a history of being a little biased against Chargers, Raiders, and Broncos players.
Brock
Stick.
Purdy.
Okay, so this one's gonna be a toughie. So I'm not a I don't I'm not a Niners truther. I just don't think it's there, and though I think the window is really closing, but Brock himself doesn't seem like he doesn't seem like a bad guy.
No.
He seems like a kid who really lucked into it. Like this could be a biopic material in 30 years
Yeah.
type thing. You
Yeah.
know?
I think though Brock gonna get a did he sign a contract
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
He
I
got an
mean
extension.
I think he's paying someone to help you.
He's paying someone else to help
I
him
think
move.
he's just
Yeah,
paying,
you know what?
I think this honestly isn't a bad tier to be in.
It's not. It's really not.
I think
It
he has
means
the money, and because he has the money, he's just gonna
And
be like,
he
hey,
wants to help, but he's not actually putting in the effort of helping. That's the
Yeah.
only difference. But he shows
I
intent
think
that
he'll
he
show
wants to
up.
help.
I think he'll show like I think he'll pay someone a moving company to come out, and then he'd still come hang out with you if you asked.
Okay. Yeah.
But I
alright,
probably
I'll take
wouldn't
that.
ask if he was just like, I'll just pay someone. I'd be like,
He
oh,
pay
okay,
he
dude.
he'll pay someone else, but it's
Yeah.
not he'd still a good time. It's not like oh well all right well you guys just handle it I guess I'll
Yeah.
I don't see my thing is it's all about intent and like the effort they put in is really because obviously if we're all just gonna be lazy pay someone else as the number one tippy top triple S.
Yeah.
But but it's more about their personality and the effort
Yeah.
they put in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because any of these guys, realistically,
Could pay
could just
someone
pay someone
very
else.
easily.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very easily. Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah, that's what I mean. That's why I think a lot of them. I think there's not a lot of quarterbacks realistically that are gonna fall outside of these pay someone and doesn't help. You know what I mean?
I mean, I think that there's a few guys that are gonna not help. I think we're going through a lot
No,
of.
I
I think
know.
we're going through a lot of baby faces right now.
No, I'm saying realistically, a lot of them aren't gonna help you move.
Yeah.
they're gonna be like, "No, man, I'm busy. I'm an NFL
Who is this?
quarterback."
How did you stop messaging me on Twitter?
No, I mean,
Yeah.
if your friends even like, they're gonna be like, "I'm an NFL quarterback. I
Please,
have."
dude, I told my friends I know you. You have to
They
show
probably
up.
actually can't help you move.
No, yeah.
Still, like contractually, you know. I wonder.
I wonder, yeah.
Yeah, they're
Well,
probably
no,
not.
no, no. They do all kinds of workouts and shit in the off season, so
Yeah.
they have to.
But
be,
you know, like
they
Mahomes
put
can't
their
play
bodies,
basketball.
huh?
Mahomes can't play basketball.
Well, that's just because
Right.
he can't ball, but.
Oh he be balling.
But all right, I don't know. I'm fine with pay someone else to help you move. So let's not get too crazy into the semantics of it. Who is next? It's Bryce Young.
Yeah.
So I don't know enough about Bryce Young. You know, he's got a little bit of an underdog story going on right now because he's, was picked number one, but has been largely overshadowed by the number two, and is only just now really getting into a good groove. And we're gonna really see. I think he's a good bounce back candidate this year, and I think he could be a good quarterback sleeper. To be
Let's
honest
see.
with you.
He's born in Pennsylvania, lived in Pasadena. As a senior player of the year. Him and C.J. Stroud are friends.
I mean, I would want to be. I would probably reach that point where it's like, hey, we're no, we don't actually dislike each other. It's just, I've never sensed that there was a rivalry between those two.
Let's see.
But I do think that as far as like who's getting more spotlight, I definitely think it's the other one. I can barely hear it.
Yeah. I can't turn it up. Actually, I don't know if I'm getting. Well,
He seems like a good guy.
yeah, I don't think we're getting audio through the. It's just through the mic.
Is it coming through the mic?
Yeah, it's
That's
just through the mic.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be through
That's
the.
fine. That's fine.
I can change
I got a
that.
good idea. Do you have a good idea?
Yeah, I think he'll help you move.
He'll help you move.
Yeah.
I definitely think will help you move. I think will help you move, no questions asked.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
Yeah, he seems like
He doesn't seem like a bad guy at all.
yeah.
Man, we're really judging the character of people we don't know.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Let's see. Caleb Williams.
Doesn't help you move. Just doesn't want to.
Just doesn't want to.
Just doesn't want to.
Okay. I was gonna say. I think he'd probably say he was busy. You know.
Well, the thing is, okay, we assume that when they're busy that day, that they're telling the truth. That they're not just like, oh no, I'm busy that day, and then they
Yeah.
fucking doom scroll for.
I think
8
Caleb
hours.
Williams seems like the type of guy that is busy almost every day.
Well, all of these guys are going to be. too
Not
busy
every
to-
day.
Not every day.
Yeah, but I
most
think
days.
Caleb Williams seems like the type of guy that's like every I don't know. I just feel like he's gonna be that person that's just like 7 days a week,
Mhm.
like until before like now OTA has already started, so it seems like But I guess if you're like off season, I think yeah.
Have you turned around on Caleb Williams? You like Caleb Williams now? Because you were a hater all last off.
No, I still don't think that he's like I think he has a lot of talent. I do still think he has a
You
lot
just
of talent.
wanted him to be humbled and punished.
Yeah,
And he
yeah,
got the most sacks
yeah,
in the league, so
yeah,
you're like,
that's-
all right, okay.
Yeah,
He is busy that day, but I don't know. I think he just doesn't want to.
Yeah.
You want to move him up?
No,
Okay.
he's fine there. So
Cam
this
Ward.
is Cam Ward. Okay. I don't know.
I have no idea because they
But-
didn't. And the one chance we had to actually
Cam
find
Ward
out
was-
something about him, people started talking about Travis Hunter.
Yeah. Is he what college?
He was Florida.
Florida.
I
Oh,
believe so,
okay.
yeah.
Well, I'll put him in just in it for the beer.
Just in it for the beer.
Yeah.
He seems like oh yeah, he's the guy who sort of like nonchalantly stands there in the
See.
pocket and throws. You know.
Cam Ward. Where'd he go? He was from Texas.
Okay. Yep.
Then went to Columbia and Columbia, Washington State, Miami, and then went to Tennessee. Miami.
Miami, yes, not Florida.
Yeah.
Well, it's a Florida school.
Sure, he's a rookie though. I putting it just in it for the beer with the rookies. That's not.
Yeah, I'm fine with just putting
yeah.
the rookie because they're fresh out of college. Let them enjoy themselves.
Yeah.
C.J. Stroud.
C.J. Stroud. seems like same thing. I think he just helped.
I think both of those
Yeah.
guys. That would be
Searshot seems like the type of guy.
hmm
Um,
Dak definitely pays somebody to help you move. He's not gonna put in the effort. He doesn't care.
yeah.
He has the money. He just signed a huge extension, and he's coming out with
Yeah.
an injury. He's like, dude, I'm not lifting shit.
Yeah, he's like, sure, hey man, I'm not gonna help you, but if you want, if you really need help, I can just pay for a moving company for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right. Well, thanks, Dak. That's something.
Yeah.
Drake May. I don't know anything about Drake May.
I don't know anything about Drake May.
I don't know anything about Drake May.
Yeah.
I know that he is an NFL quarterback for the Patriots.
Born in North Carolina.
Okay.
Went to high school in North Carolina, Charlotte, and college, North Carolina,
Yeah.
and is now in the Patriots. I would say, let's see, any personal life. Here we go.
Yeah. Let's get really deep. Pull up Facebook. Pull up
He's
Instagram.
good friends with Sam Howell.
And I don't know anything about
Engaged,
Sam Howell. Either.
married. I think it'll probably help you move. Seems nice. Nice guy.
Well, I feel like. Yeah. I guess he'd help you move. I just feel like he wouldn't talk.
Don't talk. Yeah,
Yeah.
just wouldn't talk.
Just wouldn't talk.
Yeah.
And that's because we're not even gonna bother looking up a post game interview.
You want me to look
We
at
just
a post
know-
game interview?
I mean, what if he's like hype and we don't know it?
Okay.
Well, I feel like if he was real, if he had a personality, we'd be aware. Not saying he doesn't.
I don't watch a lot of Patriots, but apparently everyone.
Oh, he was talking to Jalen Hurts.
Really gravitated towards this
Yeah,
year, besides Jacoby, because
Yeah,
obviously
Jacoby was the number one, obviously. Hunter Henry was great tight end room. Him and Austin Cooper, there was two guys, two veteran tight ends that would help finish just the play calls, some long play calls for me in the huddle. They were smart
Are
guys.
they long play calls?
Yeah.
Are they like Gruden long, or like give me one that's not going to give any game?
Yeah. So let's go like Hopkins, flood right, close. We'll go Hopkins, flood right, slope. Let's go two scat, one
Right,
Butcher,
mhm,
goes
mhm.
Colt, and we'll can it three scat. So
That was
Hopkins,
cut
Hopkins,
to.
Hopkins, flood right.
I'm saying he hasn't talked the whole time. I'm still sticking with that.
I think he's a good guy. I think he's the kind of guy. The vibes I'm getting him is that he'd lead prayer at Thanksgiving. You know.
This is college.
It's like, how long ago is this?
1 year.
Man, he got beefy. Yeah, I'm guessing he
Yeah.
doesn't talk the whole time.
Yeah.
You think he's had media training? It seems like it.
Oh, I just think he seems there's like a yeah. I'm sure he just seems like a normal white dude. I guess
Yeah,
like
yeah.
quiet.
Helps you move, doesn't talk the whole. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of. I say doesn't talk the whole time is a little like makes it sound a little bit more autistic, like just like
No.
hi,
no.
how's it going,
No, doesn't he's always
But-
looking at the ground. He doesn't
yeah,
make eye contact.
No, that's not the case.
No, he just shows up and he says, "Hey, let's do it."
yeah.
And then you're like, "All right, cool." And then you guys just don't really
I
say
think-
anything the whole time.
I think you could like have small talk though. I think you'd have a little bit of
He's-
small talk if you.
Yeah. Okay. So doesn't talk the whole time implies that there's still a little bit of small talk. It's not just
Yeah,
awkward staring
just-
silence. Okay. All right. all
Every
right.
you just like okay, let's get this, and he's just.
Are you hungry? And he just grunts at you, and you're just like, "Oh, wow. Okay."
Because you did promise a 6-pack too.
Yes. True.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just a little bit of small talk, but nothing too crazy.
Yeah.
You're not really kicking it with him. He's there to help you move, and that's it. Very
Yeah.
professional.
Yeah.
Is what
yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
talk the whole time is.
Yeah.
Not autistic.
Yeah.
All right. Geno Smith.
Gino seems to just help you move, no questions asked. In my
I feel
opinion.
like he would be. Yeah, he would just
Yeah.
be good with it.
Yeah.
He's also getting up there, man. Do you think his back can handle a couch?
I mean, I think he hasn't
He
had like
doesn't
an
have a huge injury history.
Yeah.
No, not really.
He seems pretty healthy.
Okay.
I don't think he'd get injured.
Jalen Hurts helps move, doesn't talk the whole time.
Oh, I think he's just in it for the beer.
No, he's
Or
not.
gets injured.
He's just is not much of a talker, and when you do, it's all competition. I can lift this couch higher than you, and you're like, man, you probably, dude.
So Jalen just helps you. That's maybe we should change it so it doesn't helps you move, leaves after,
Yeah, just
But-
leaves after.
but leaves after immediately.
Leaves immediately. Yeah.
Immediate.
Doesn't stick around. Well, immediately sort of
Immediately.
implies that he's just like,
I
this
can
place,
spell.
your stuff smells. Your
How do you
stuff
spell
smells
immediately? There we go. After.
bad. Okay. All right.
Wait, I want to
Doesn't talk the whole time. And you're just like, are you nonverbal?
Yeah.
All right. Jared Goff. I feel like he's in it for the beer.
Yeah.
I
agree.
feel like
yeah.
anybody that was in a Sean McVay tree is gonna be kind of a little bit of a party guy.
Yeah.
This is the Gronk tier. You know, you're helping, but you're just we know what you're here.
Yeah.
Jaden Daniels.
Jaden. I think.
I think
I don't know a lot about him, but he seems like he would probably just help you move.
I
you
feel
know?
like he would, but he's also very busy. You know, coming off of Rookie of the Year. You know, I also feel
Yeah.
like busy that day won't help you move, but busy that day is also like the Joe Burrow tier.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. So you think
So-
he's won't help
I think
you
he's got a
move
lot
that
going
day?
on. He's the antithesis to Caleb Williams. You know, he's like, I'm still not helping you move, but
Yeah.
I actually there's a
He
charity
said
I have
sorry.
to
Yeah,
attend.
he said sorry, man. I can't. Yeah.
Caleb's just like, I'm not interested
Yeah.
in doing that for you.
yeah.
That
That's
is
JJ.
JJ McCarthy.
Yeah. I know nothing about him.
Well,
guess other
I
than
know
that.
he's coming off of a pretty bad injury.
Mhm.
I feel like a lot of guys that might be hurt should lift a couch and then probably be like, I gotta get out of here.
Do you think?
I think he's about that tier.
Yeah.
I think until he can actually do something on the field, if he goes out there and he tears his meniscus, I'm gonna be like, yeah, no,
Yeah.
he's,
Yeah.
he's gonna.
Yeah. But he would help to show up and then just like, oh dang,
He seems like a nice enough guy to show up,
Yeah.
but he's not.
I just ruined my NFL career helping you move.
Yeah. Oh, my bad, dude. Joe Burrow, yeah, busy that day.
yeah, busy.
He just,
yeah.
I just feel like he's of all of them is the one that probably
yeah.
is just like, look, dude, I can't. I'm like, all right, man, yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah.
Joe Flacco, I feel like would be on your supervisor tier, you know,
Yeah.
but I would give him injures his back. You know,
Yeah.
he is.
I agree. I think he would. I think he's up there. He's definitely gonna try and help you move.
He's gonna help.
He might get through.
He was averse to
I
helping
think
before.
he
but-
could get through healthy, and then he'd be there to leave immediately after.
Mm.
Or he might stay. He might stay for a little bit, but he's not gonna
I just remember whenever he was really against helping Ravens quarterbacks develop. You know, whenever they were drafted behind him, he's like, I'm not helping them. You know?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, that lowers him a bit.
Yeah.
He's getting older, so I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you think he might just doesn't want to? Is that what you're saying?
Man, yeah, I kind of feel like
Yeah.
he just doesn't want to.
He just doesn't want to. I didn't know that he said that about. I know like Aaron Rodgers has said that, but I didn't know Flacco has a history of that too, of not wanting to help rookies on the team.
Mm.
He's one of those like, why we're competing for the same job.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, then yeah, he just won't help you.
He just won't help.
I think Jordan Love seems like. I think he would. I don't know a lot about him in terms of personal life. I think he would help you.
I think he helps but leaves immediately after.
Yeah.
You know.
I think he would stay for at least a beer.
Yeah. I think he'd stick around, but he's not.
He's
no
not sticking around
questions
for
asked.
2 hours,
He's gonna
3
be like,
hours after, but he might stick around for like 30, 45 minutes.
Yeah.
You know? But that's another tier we're not making.
We're not. Then we'll have to
so you're getting
readjust.
stuck there, yeah.
Yeah. But it's close enough. It's close.
Yeah.
I was worried because I thought that I'd uploaded 2 pictures of C.J. Stroud. It's just the small images from over here.
Oh
was
no,
like,
I can see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen.
Now that he's are they married yet or just engaged?
Man, I just don't follow their personal lives
I
like
don't know.
that. I
Yeah,
didn't even
I
know
don't
that
know.
he was
I know
sexually
he-
active. So I was just
I know
like,
he's dating. He was engaged to Haley Steinfeld. Yeah.
is that? I don't know who that is.
She's an actress. Yeah.
Okay.
But they were engaged. Did you
Well,
watch?
good for him.
Did you watch Sinners?
No, I
Oh,
have.
okay.
I don't watch movies. I partake in cinema.
Oh, Sinners is really good.
Hmm.
You haven't seen it?
So Josh Allen is no, I haven't seen it yet.
Well, anyways, I don't know. I think
I'm assuming they got married. He got
Okay.
married to an actress in that movie, is what it sounds like.
Yeah, I just didn't know if they got married or not, or if they were still just
I'm fairly
engaged.
certain that there was news about Josh Allen's wedding.
I think then he's
He's
in
gonna.
between one of these for me.
I think he pays someone else.
I
think
yeah,
he's got.
I think he might pay someone else too.
He's
Yeah.
he's very close to won't help you move busy that day. To be honest with you.
I think he
You
pays
know?
someone else and then invite you over.
Yeah,
Like,
later.
be like, hey man, like we should kick it soon. You
Yeah.
know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that makes sense to me.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
All right, Justin Fields.
Oof. No, I don't know honestly.
I feel like. There should be a tier where helps you move but drops your TV.
Yeah, do you want me to make another tier?
Yeah, add a tier between
How do I?
helps you move, helps you move, injures back, and won't
What do I
help
do?
you move. That's a good question. Go to the can you do it?
I should be able to. Alignment chart. I don't know. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I got it. Okay, I can. Okay, so you said below what? Helps you move a
Between Jaden Daniels and Anthony Richardson. Above Joe
Yeah.
Burrow, yeah. Or below this one, yeah.
Okay, you said what?
Shit, dude, I forgot. I've been smoking weed.
Helps you move but drop something.
Yeah, dropped your TV. Helps you move, drops your monitor.
Drops your TV. Very targeted.
I just feel like, well, now that we have that here, I'm looking at the other ones. I'm looking at people like Dak Prescott, and I'm looking at, Caleb Williams a little bit.
No, I think Dak would still pay.
Yeah.
Pay someone. Yeah. He just
Alright.
he's yeah.
We'll leave it.
I mean, I guess it just depends on like paying someone else to help. Like you said, I think realistically, if you were close enough friends with all of these guys, that'd probably be where it would
What? Which one?
pays to help. Pays.
If you were good
Pay
friends
someone
with them, yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like realistically, most of these guys
Yeah.
won't help, just doesn't want to, because we are people.
People.
Normal people.
No, but
abilities.
Dak Prescott, I think, would probably pay someone if he had the means to do so, rather than help you move.
Yeah.
I think that's what like. I think Josh Allen would rather just be like, hey, I'll pay for it, and if you said no thanks, I'm just trying to I don't have that much or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I think you'd be like, oh okay, well I can't that day or something.
Yeah.
Like I think that's kind of I don't think. Yeah, I don't think they're showing up. I don't think Dak is gonna. I still don't think Dak would show up even to drop it.
Yeah.
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 Unless you're just
That's true. Okay. Justin Herbert.
I guess just there because they just like every year the Chargers say they'll make the playoffs and they.
Man, ooh, that's apt. Ooh, I was gonna give him the benefit of the doubt, but that's way more appropriate than I was expecting.
But
that's
if we're
a good
judging,
point.
we're judging on character alone. I would say Justin Herbert probably tells you he's busy.
Yeah.
And he probably is busy.
He's probably gonna be busy.
Yeah.
He should better be busy. He had better be watching film and not helping me move. So I'll give him that. Man, he almost made it. He was almost the first one in there.
I don't want to put anyone in there. That sounds like that's like such a I don't think
that's
anybody.
a real big. That's a doesn't put the cart back level.
Yeah,
of move.
I feel like I don't know any of these guys well enough to actually
I know
say.
there's at least one guy going in there, and I know who it is.
You know who it is.
I know who it is.
You can't
I'm
put
just waiting
Mahomes.
for it.
You can't put Mahomes in
I'm
there.
not putting Mahomes in there.
Oh, okay.
All right.
It must be. Oh, I know who it
You
is.
know who it is now. Yeah. That didn't take
It's
long.
made for him. Yeah. Okay.
Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray, I think, just is in it for the beer.
Yeah, he's in it to play the COD and be like, hey
Yeah,
man, I'm gonna
yeah,
drink
he's
and we're
gonna show up
game
and he's gonna
together.
be like, everyone's gonna be like hanging out eating pizza, and he's the one playing Call of Duty by himself on the TV.
Yeah.
He's like this. He's like, no, I wasn't playing Call of Duty. I was helping my friend move.
Yeah.
He's just
We told him it was a LAN party.
yeah.
And he showed up with his monitor and everything's in boxes. Oh, well, it's a LAN party at the new place. All right, Lamar Jackson. I think that's pay someone else to help you move.
I think Lamar helps. I think Lamar helps. I think Lamar wants to show up and see you,
And
but
put in
then
the
just
effort,
leaves.
yeah, and hang out, and
I think they just to say hey, like
Yeah.
Lamar just be like, hey man,
But
I
he's got
just wanted
shit
to say
going
what's up. Yeah, but stay for help it for a couple hours as much as you could, and then be like, all right, I gotta go.
okay,
You know.
yeah, I'll give him that.
Yeah.
Okay. Matt Stafford, he's in it for the beer.
Yeah.
He's 100.
Yeah.
This is the Matt Stafford tier. I'm shocked Baker didn't wind up here, but
Yeah.
no, this is the
I
Matt
just think
Stafford tier.
because I think like I said, I think Baker just leave. I think Baker shows up with beer,
Mhm.
so I guess you could kind of put him in it for the beer, if you want to put him in it.
Nah, I think he's.
Yeah.
Cool. I mean, honestly, this Matt Stafford and Baker Mayfield are in
These
like
are-
the same hybrid tier between these two
Yeah.
of like your tier of they show up with beer.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know enough about Michael Penix Jr.
I don't either. I would say
Let's go to the tape.
he's been injured, right?
Mm-hmm. No, he's been fine. He was behind Kirk Cousins for a year and kind of, learned from his mistakes and did okay. But he's older. He's like he had played at Washington for a minute.
Good. Raphael Haynes with the 3-point conversion. Mike, can you just talk about the win today?
Since Raheem lost the game.
The fact that it's over and the result. Yeah, man. It was great, man. I've been preparing each and every day for this day. I always preparing like the starter, even though I wasn't at the first. But it's a blessing to be
You
able
get
to
the
come out
most
here and
watch
get a big time win for the
on
team.
here.
And defense
You're not
played a heck
getting
of a game. A big credit to those guys. 2 touchdowns on the defense side of the ball, and the offensive line. The way that they played, kept me clean all game. And obviously getting the ball to the playmakers that we
He's
have,
given a lot of
they made
props.
plays and they
Very
got it.
humble.
So it was such a blessing, and it was a great game, great team game.
You've been in this league.
He's wearing a big chain.
earlier than the
Yes,
season,
he is.
but, did it feel different?
It's different. Being a starter, you're up there. The other 2 times that I got to play, we were down, and it's a different feel in the game at that point. But being out there the first snap, it felt a little different. But I was excited. I was ready for the moment. So.
Can you talk a little
Okay.
bit about your interaction with
I think it's
I think leaves immediately
yeah.
after.
I think he can help you move though. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I might put him in. He seems like he might hang out a little bit, but
Yeah,
not
true.
for. He's not going to hang out for like, if it turns into anything crazy. So yeah, I think immediately after. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I think Mahomes pays somebody.
So I think Mahomes says he'll be there, and then
If it doesn't
show up. No.
Sorry, I had things came up with Brittany and the kids. Yeah.
I would give him.
I think he'd pay someone.
I would give him won't help you move busy that day, but since I had you gave me Bo Nix earlier, I'll let you have.
I think it'd be the same. I think those are kind of in the same tier, honestly, than being
No, because the won't help busy that day implies that they're not even gonna pay someone to do it. They're just not going
Yeah,
to. But
they're
they'll
not
tell
going
you
to.
that they're
No,
not
I think
going
Mahomes.
to.
I think Mahomes would offer if you're good. Like I think Mahomes would probably.
He's a
offer.
good friend. You've
If
known
you're
him.
good enough to ask him to help move.
You remember
he would
when him
offer
and
to
Brittany
pay.
were high school sweethearts and would pass notes in algebra.
Yeah.
You go way back.
Yeah.
People don't believe you when you say I'm friends with
Yeah.
that guy.
I go to his house.
I go to his house.
Yeah, 'cause
It's 8 stories tall. It's an
it's-
office. It's an office building.
It's an opulent mansion.
It's an opulent mansion.
No, yeah, I think you'd pay someone else to help you move. I mean, and we're assuming, obviously this is out of like a
We're being very judgmental.
3-bedroom,
you know,
2-bath house. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
I mean, at max 5-bedroom, but
Mhm.
5-bedroom house. I mean, who am I?
Yeah.
My goodness.
But I think I just want to say that we are being very judgmental on these people, but
Yeah.
it's assumed that we're like besties, BFFs and whatnot,
Yeah.
And as
Well,
a result,
maybe not best friends, but like
yeah, we're homies.
good enough friends to ask to help move.
Yeah, we're not
Yeah.
like he's not inviting us onto the carpet with him. You know, we're
Yeah.
not there like on the sidelines during the game. But he'll be
No,
like,
yeah.
yeah, I'll throw some tickets at you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but I feel like Mahomes. Yeah, I guess he would in that situation. He would pay someone else.
Yeah.
And no, yeah, it's a very small. We're not doing a crazy extravagant. You know,
I mean, I'm assuming that this is like
the real question is, would we help any of them move?
absolutely.
I.
I
That's
would.
a, that's a
Yeah, we should have our own pictures down
Yeah.
here. Shit, because Ambien helps you move, injures his back lifting a couch, and leaves immediately. But stays the whole time. Actually,
Yeah.
I'd have my own category, but stays the whole
No,
time.
I injure my back, leave
Yeah.
immediately, and contact my lawyer and see what can be done about
Oh
this.
gosh.
No, no. What I would do if any of these guys asked me to help them move, I would ask
mean-
them. I would ask them, why don't you pay someone else to help you move?
I would really put Mahomes here too. You know, like is in it for the beer to kind of like that man got
He's
he
getting
got two kids. He has
dude,
two young kids.
He needs to get out of the house.
Yeah, exactly.
This
yeah.
isn't us being like, hey Patrick, we need your help. It's us being like, hey Patrick, do you need a break?
Yeah,
Dog,
make-
do you want
yeah.
to come?
I mean, we're not moving a ton of stuff. It's gonna take an hour and a half.
Yeah,
you
it's
know?
it's gonna.
Yeah.
But you can say it takes like 8 hours or whatever. dude, like-
3-4 hours is what
Yeah,
I was
you're
thinking
taking
max.
whatever.
Yeah.
Well, it's Patrick Mahomes. Are
And
you
this-
really gonna be like at 4 o'clock in the afternoon? Be like, all right, man, it's time to wrap it up.
Oh no, I just
I'd be
assume
like, no,
you
he
know,
can stay.
yeah.
You can stay, dog.
Yeah, if it turns into a party, if that's like the intention, then I think it's I put it there. Well, then I think it would be here then probably because I put it here.
I'll put him here because
I'll
we're
put
gonna
him
we're trying to give him a break from everything, and we
Yeah.
know where he's at emotionally.
Yeah.
All right, Russell Wilson.
yeah, we know.
So Russell Wilson's man, he gonna drop that TV. You know he is. Pretty much all Pittsburgh Steelers quarterbacks from last year is, I guess, that tier. Where do you think Russ is?
I kind of want to put just won't help you. He wants. I probably put him busy that day, but if it's like he seems like he's one of those people that's just like, oh, sorry, I'm on, my, I don't know, some regiment or something,
Mhm.
we're doing something like a retreat or
Oh
something.
yeah, he's got
or-
something going. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, I'm leaving on a retreat for 7 days, But if he shows up, yeah, absolutely, I think he drops your TV. He drops something important.
Yeah, he's not-
absolutely, Yeah.
He's not getting above lifting his back and hurting himself tier, or
No,
lifting with his
absolutely,
back
yeah.
and hurting himself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would say, yeah, I'll give him
I'm
the
fine with
benefit of
it
the
there.
doubt, and he's just busy that day.
You busy?
He's got something else going on. He's
Yeah.
Russell Wilson. I get it. I get it. Well, thank you for responding to my text message.
yeah, it's some cryptic like no.
I'm a Sam Darnold hater.
Do you
I don't
think
believe
he
in
just, he just doesn't want to.
I think he drops the television.
Ooh, drops the television. Ooh,
I think he
that's
drops the
alright.
TV.
Yeah, you think he right before getting it into
God,
the
yeah, dude.
yeah,
like as it's going
as
into the
you're
house.
getting into the truck.
No, it's
Yeah.
as we're putting it on the stand.
Oh,
you know?
as you're unloading.
Yeah, as you're unloading,
Yeah.
like as we're almost there, and it's just like,
Yeah.
God damn, dude,
Yeah.
that sucks. Yeah, he drops that television.
And-
Thanks, Sam.
Yeah.
I'm really happy you came though, dude. The
Uh,
beer's in the fridge.
man, poor Sam Darnold. Who is he starting for now?
Seahawks.
Seahawks.
In
okay,
Seattle.
yeah.
All right, Trevor Lawrence. I feel about Sam Darnold the same way you feel about Trevor Lawrence, apparently. So
Yeah, I do. Well, I don't think he drops. I don't even think, honestly.
he just straight doesn't want to.
Yeah, I just think he doesn't want to. Yeah,
I think he's just not a fan of moving.
yeah,
He's already like got stuff going on, but doesn't want to tell you about it.
yeah. I think I think yeah. These two are kind of just this.
Well, these are the difference between these two is intent.
Yeah.
You know.
Because I think he just doesn't want to. Might be him telling you he's busy, but I think if he's telling you he's busy, It might
This is
just
him.
be
No,
because-
this is him telling you he just doesn't. I don't want to help you. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in helping you move. I
Yeah.
don't know how else to put this. Just point blank, I don't want to help you.
yeah,
But then, I mean, I do
having
respect
the
that honesty.
having
but
the bluntness. Do you think he has the bluntness to just be like, "Oh man"? I'm
no,
good."
I think all three of these guys would be willing to just tell you to your face, no, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, yeah,
And if not, then Trevor Lawrence is at the very least busy that day.
Yeah.
And he can be a nice guy and be like, oh, he'll, whether or not it's a lie, you'll believe it and just be like, oh, I get it,
yeah. That's what I think. That's what I think. I think Caleb Williams definitely would be just like, "No, I'm good." You
Yeah.
know, like
No, I'm just not gonna be
yeah.
there. Tua Tagovailoa.
I think just in it for the beer.
No, dude, he's gonna injure his back lifting
You
that
think?
couch.
Oh.
Oh my god, yeah. That's the Tua tier, man. He hurts
Oh.
himself trying to lift that thing.
Yeah. Oh.
We got Tyler Shuck.
I don't know.
I don't know enough. We need to watch post game interviews. This might be the last one for this. Now he is young. He is a rookie. You know, so we could very easily just drop him in it for the beer tier like we did with Cam Ward.
Yeah. Oh, it's so quiet.
It sounds like he's not going to talk the whole time.
Let's try a different one. This is 2024. This is a little louder. Yeah, there you go.
But I take the blame as far as we got to find a way to put some points on the board. The second half, we were rolling a little bit, we just stalled out, and got to make some better decisions, giving guys a little bit more chance on some balls. But ultimately, just kind of let it slip away, and obviously sucks.
He's talking about that time he dropped the TV.
Oh yeah. I mean, it happens all the time. I think dealing with success is a lot harder than dealing with failure when it comes to wins and losses. And we were preaching on it all week. I don't think there was a lack of motivation or message. I just think we got a little bit of lackadaisical there at the end. And offensively, we got to find a way to finish those drives. We were moving the ball well. Whether it's a missed half here on protection, a bad throw by me, something close. And they did some good stuff too, but we got to find a way to get it done. Right now, I can't pinpoint it. Obviously there's a couple of plays that, we could have been.
He looks like he needs a beer.
He looks like he needs a beer. He's stressed out after a loss, it seems. What's his injury history look like? He was in the NCAA for a long time.
Oh, that's right. Wasn't he like
Yeah.
7 years?
Because he might just hurt his back, old man, lifting that couch.
Oh man, broken collarbone in 2021, re-injured in 22, and broke his fibula in 2023.
Damn, dude. Every year.
Those were and then 2024 played a full season without injury.
Okay, that's good. And those are bone injuries, so
yeah,
those are kind of
okay. He's got
so
weak bones.
I think he's fine. I think he doesn't.
You
I
don't he injures himself.
I do think he needs a beer though.
Yeah,
I think he's just in it for the beer, and I'm like, dude, I can tell you're stressed. All right.
Now,
No one has been in, says they will help, but doesn't show up tier yet.
this whole stream was just for this.
And
we had to struggle through everyone.
I honestly thought one or two people might make their way down here just from, being fans of other teams. Dak Prescott could have wound up in here. Who do you not like?
Oh, we don't have. Wait, who's the Raiders now?
Gino.
Oh, Gino, that's right. That's right, Gino. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't pick.
Yeah, and you were like, oh, he'll help
I
with
can't.
questions.
No, because
It's
Gino
too late.
will. Yeah, I wouldn't just because he's for Oakland. I still wouldn't just because he's for Oakland.
From where?
Are you playing it? Oh, sorry. Vegas. Actually, yeah, he's living in Vegas. Shit.
He's gonna pay someone else.
Okay, well, we'll just.
So.
Let's see. I don't know.
Where's Aaron Rodgers gonna wind up?
Now let's see. Aaron Rodgers. Let's talk about it before.
Okay, let's talk about Aaron Rodgers. Okay, and we're gonna. You know what? I want you to do me a favor and Google Aaron Rodgers charitable contributions.
Aaron Rodgers charitable. Okay.
This could go either way.
Strong history.
He's not a bad guy. He's not. He helps a bit where he can, I suppose.
I don't know how much of it seems like he's done a lot of charity work.
Mm-hmm. So we can't just straight up throw him in he says he'll be there and then just doesn't throw up tier. We could put him in the says helps you but injures his back and leaves early.
Yeah,
tier.
absolutely. Aaron Rodgers could definitely be in he would show up and hurt his back. He could also be and helps you move but leaves immediately after.
Yeah.
That would be immediately. Probably early. Helps you move but leaves early. Like
Mhm.
you get everything loaded and they're like, all right, I'll meet you. Here's the address, and he's like, oh man, actually I gotta go. I can't
Yeah.
help you unload. Yeah.
I think,
But
I do think it is.
realistically,
He's say he'll help and then just doesn't show up.
he just doesn't show up. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
I think that's what everybody's waiting on. That's what everybody's waiting for is him winding up in there.
I think though that like you could say this doesn't necessarily mean that if you want to give grace to the to the tier, that it doesn't mean that he's just like I just don't want to go.
Yeah.
Could be
It could be that just like
he
day
took
of,
too
he's
much
just like, I don't really
ayahuasca
want
the night before. You know, he's like I thought I timed my ayahuasca trip better.
But all your friends are there and they're saying you said Aaron Rodgers would be here, right?
yeah.
And
yeah.
you're just like, man, yeah, I did.
I said,
and
yeah,
he said
you
he
said
would
you were
be.
friends, and we'd never met him. He's like, he's always doing darkness retreats, man.
He's
like
always, he's always
he's
doing
busy.
stuff.
He's out of town.
He's on Tuesdays. He's talking to Pat McAfee. Like, what do you want from me?
Yeah.
You know?
How do you think I get these Green Bay tickets
Yeah.
or Jets now? Wait,
it's Steelers. I had to replace Mason Rudolph,
Steelers.
which wasn't hard because he was gonna wind up definitely in the helps you move but leaves immediately after tier.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think Aaron Rodgers will help you because he's not going to tell you no because he's probably tripping on something at the time that you talk to him.
Yeah, and then by the time he comes down and the day comes around,
Yeah,
he's like,
it's
I don't
like-
even remember agreeing. to
Yeah,
that."
and then the day comes by and he's like, hey man, what happened? He's like, what? What are you talking about? And you're like, oh man, you caught me at the peak. It's just like, ah, shit.
I was helping you move spiritually. You're somewhere else now, aren't you?
Yeah.
You're welcome. I would if we gave Aaron Rodgers the benefit of the doubt, he has injured his back lifting the couch tier.
Yeah.
But if we want to just full send it, nobody's because this is a really rude tier. This is very judgmental of who these people are as like a person. This
Yeah.
is the doesn't take the cart back.
I can't
of
wait for
tiers.
Aaron Rodgers to see this.
Yeah,
And get really upset.
This is the
This is bullying level.
This is making a turn on the red light and then not turning until it's green tier.
This is like online bullying, like cease and desist.
Yeah,
level.
kind of.
Yeah, so we got to put him up
We
here.
have to put him somewhere
We'll
else.
put him busy that day.
He's busy that day.
Yeah.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah. We'll put him here. Until shown otherwise.
True.
No,
Well,
I mean, he had a healthy
he played a
season.
full season last
Yeah.
year with the Jets, so
Yeah.
maybe he's not injured,
Yeah.
but
Until he gets. I mean, you gotta get. They're 1-for-1 right now. Him and getting injured in the first game for the last.
2 seasons.
Yeah.
That's true.
So
It's a 50-50
this is
shot.
the rubber match. Yeah,
Yeah.
This is the rubber match season. So
I think
until
think
game
at,
1, we'll see.
if we don't want to get sued, I think at most he's busy that day.
Busy
tier.
that day. Okay, we
Yeah.
don't want to get sued.
Yeah, for
Take
the,
that
for
video
the
down.
slander and the libel that could be happening.
No, it's
Yeah,
not.
I mean, worst
it's not
comes to
liable
worst.
because if we believe it.
The thing is, it's not liable. Well, if he doesn't help us move, it's not true. So he would have to come and help us move
Yeah.
to make it liable.
And then if
You
to
know.
help us move, he'd have to buy us a new house. To
And
move
you'd have to
into.
buy us a new house.
Yeah.
So bottom tier, put him in
Yeah,
the bottom.
put
Send
him-
him right
wait,
back down
wait.
to the bottom.
Yeah.
Fuck this guy.
Buy me a
No.
house, Aaron Rodgers.
He's busy that day too. Definitely, he's got shit going on.
All right.
I'm still convinced you should put Justin Herbert back down there that says he's going to be there and then just doesn't deliver.
Just doesn't deliver. It's just
Man, that's not bad. I know.
just for the
that's- just for the football analogy there. I'm like,
The
dude,
every-
that's real.
every year it's the Chargers' year.
Hey, I'm gonna help you move, man. I'll be there. Great, cool, man. Yeah, you've helped me like unpack. So cool. But now's the time to actually like move, right? You
Yeah.
help me pack all the boxes. Now it's time to move. And then he's like, great, cool, and then isn't there. Mm.
Sorry, Justin. I'm a Chiefs fan.
Well, how do we feel? Is this complete? Is this accurate to the best of our knowledge? I mean, a lot of the personality stuff we had to go off of was post-game interviews, which are very, sort of like there's a cadence, there's a
I mean, I
there's
guess
a rhyme
we
and
could look
rhythm
up.
to it.
We could, yeah.
We could look up podcasts.
We could look up controversies.
controversies, what these guys have done.
Yeah, I did because I don't know if Michael Penix or Bryce Young. I don't know about their college careers.
What shady shit these people.
Yeah, I
have been up to.
assume if it was big enough, it would already be.
Yeah,
People would probably
I see
still
where
be.
you're getting with this.
Like
We could
people would still be
uncover some
talking
real
about
dirt
it.
about these guys.
No, I just mean people would still be talking about it. I think for most of them,
We
if it
could get
was
millions.
something like bad that they did.
Hmm.
I mean,
What were their hometowns
people
again?
still talk about.
We'll just show up and start asking questions. So I think it was great. I think it's good. At most, Herbert might be in drops your TV tier, but
Yeah.
I do like that bottom tier for him. Sorry, Herbert. I actually like Justin Herbert as a quarterback.
Yeah, I know I do too. I think especially fantasy.
I just think Chargers have. I don't know what.
Yeah,
it is.
actually, this we should clarify this. This is for says they'll help you move but doesn't show up is because he tries to help, but as he's leaving, he notices like
he gets rear-ended.
no, like he notices something
You
like
know?
going his
sees
doorknob
the
breaks as he's closing his door.
Mm.
So he has a replacement one, so he has to replace it real quick. He's still gonna come help after he fixes it. It doesn't take long,
Mhm.
and then so he gets in his car, and on the way over he gets a flat tire. He's
Yeah.
like, shit, okay, I got a spare. All right, changes the flat tire. Then he's driving,
Gets pulled
gets
over.
rear-ended.
Rear-ended. Yeah. It
Or-
just keeps
yeah,
happening.
Yeah, and he's just like, I couldn't make it, man. Like, I'm so sorry.
But the thing is, he's telling the truth.
Yeah.
You're not. He's live streaming it on
Yeah,
Instagram,
he's
so you're like, oh, there's physical evidence of this happening.
It's just like the worst string of bad luck.
Yeah. That's Justin Herbert. He's just driving along. He sees an orphanage on fire, and he's like, oh, I gotta go save all. He saves all those kids. Great, but man, you didn't. You said you were gonna be there, and everybody was like, you mean? Are you sure? Are you sure you're friends with this guy? Are you sure you're not getting scammed on Instagram? But all right, I think that's pretty good.
Yeah.
What's the time at? 56. That's a pretty short.
Yeah.
Do we want to? What we could do is we could pull up the ESPN just top 100 and go through, and for each 10 we take 2 players that we'll either puff or pass on. And this is specifically for fantasy. All of that stuff, all of the tier maker, not fantasy related, completely judgmental on these human beings' personalities. But it's still a fantasy channel, and this was an idea we had, and that kind of went a little quick, so we can go and do a little bit something else.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know how to change the title.
I'll leave it.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like the tier maker is kind of. This is a little bit of a bonus. The tier maker is the best part.
All right.
But-
So we'll say you said the top 10 just overall, or do you want to go by position?
Overall.
Overall, okay.
So out of the top 10, these are the players that are going to have
Christian
fantasy
McCaffrey,
impact.
8.
No
Told you- I
way.
told
Why
you,
is he
I
so
told you.
high? You
I
weren't
told
kidding.
you.
But he's not. He gets hurt a lot. He gets hurt quite a bit.
Oh, we don't need to see roster percentage. It's gonna be 99% for all of these.
All of these guys, yeah.
Yeah. I just want to bring in a little bit of zoom on the.
2.9 people have dropped. Oh no, that's salary cap.
Oh,
People aren't paying as much up for Jamar Chase.
let me. I
Damn,
guess
people are dropping $60.
I'll just zoom out. Do you want to? There we go. So that'll make 10. Can you see? I guess if you look
I
at the
can
screen.
see. Yeah, if I
on
really
our
want, I can look
size,
over there. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So yeah, top 10.
Top 10. Are there any of these players that who are you puffing on? Who are you passing on? One of each. Pick one player to puff on, one player to pass on.
I mean, I'm still Bijan is my puff for
You're
sure.
puffing on Bijan.
I would take. I wouldn't take. It's so hard. PPR. I think Jamar Chase is still probably going to end up having a better season. So, but I just think Bijan's gonna have a really good season this year. I really like Bijan as a player. I think he's really, really, really athletic.
He's got a good quarterback that's going to be able to draw defenses off of him.
Yeah. We'll see
Phoenix
how
and Cousins.
Yeah.
Because Cousins hasn't moved yet, and now that the Steelers got somebody, it seems like every team has a quarterback. I don't think Cousins is going anywhere.
No.
But and who are you passing on?
Passing on. I mean Christian McCaffrey.
I'm gonna, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not taking Christian McCaffrey at 8.
Hmm.
I mean, honestly, yeah. I also don't know how I feel taking Justin Jefferson at 4.
If you have
I'm taking Puka Nakua over JJ probably.
pick number 4, Saquon, Bijan, Jamar's all gone, and you got Justin Jefferson, Jameer, CD in front of you,
Mm,
who are you taking at 4?
I think I'm probably at that point. I might take Gibbs over JJ,
I mean,
and then move for wide receiver in the second round. How are we doing? 10 man, 12 man,
yeah, we're doing 10 man.
10 man. Yeah, I would probably because I'd be comfortable getting AJ Brown, um, Bucky Irving honestly too. I think Bucky Irving's
Double up
gonna have
running
a
backs.
yeah.
Yeah.
Although Bucky, I mean, they have another offensive coordinator now,
A
right?
new one.
Yeah, I mean it's like their 8th new one.
But I think with Mike Evans and Baker Mayfield showing a lot of strength in the passing game is going
And
to pull a lot
Chris
of
Godwin's
defenses.
back and he's supposedly healthy.
I give that.
Yeah, but anyways, I'm going too far.
I got to remember to draft Aaron Jones and trade for Chris Godwin this year.
Yeah. All right. So yeah. So I would. Yeah. I'm big on Bijan. If I'm picking first, it's hard for me to say I'm not taking Chase.
It would be really tough to turn down Jamar Chase at 1.
Yeah.
The thing about Jamar Chase is it feels like anything because I've been in drafts where he's not number 1.
In non-PPR, I'm taking Bijan first.
I've seen drafts where Saquon
Or
goes number
Saquon
1.
actually, I'm taking Saquon number 1.
Yeah.
In non-PPR league.
As a homer, if I'm number 1, I'm taking Saquon.
It's so hard not to. He's only 28.
Yeah, and he's
Still-
behind one of the best offensive lines in the league.
Yeah, still a
And-
healthy offensive line.
But the
yeah.
thing is two things. One, they're coming off of a Super Bowl win. This is why I'm not big on the Eagles this year, is because they're coming off a Super Bowl win. We don't always do great after Super Bowl appearances.
Yeah.
And so I'm
I
just
think
like,
that's
we got to temper
I
our
think-
expectations
I
a
don't
lot.
know about that. I think that's I don't know.
Well, and
This
then
is
he's not gonna do the same thing he did last year. He's not hitting 2,000 yards again.
no, I agree, but I just still think he's going to be probably end up
He'll
one
still
or
be a
two.
top
He'll be 1 or
5.
2. I think he'll be 1 or 2.
But the other thing is he's on the cover of Madden this year.
That is the Madden curse. I think I
Mm.
put that in my notes. Yeah.
He's did the backwards hurdles on the cover of Madden. I was worried about this.
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping it would be Patrick
right.
Mahomes or Xavier Worthy or Rasheed Rice or somebody on that team, but it wasn't. It'd been nice if it was Travis Kelce, but it was Saquon Barkley, unfortunately. So that's another thing is like I'm a little worried that he might not. He might have a little bit of a drop.
Yeah. That's what I said. At 3, I put if I'm picking third
Yep.
here, and these two, and it's Jamar and Bijan off the board, and it's Saquon down. I'm probably taking Puka.
Yeah.
I think Puka is gonna have another really good year.
I think.
I think I'd rather have an elite wide receiver to PPR league. I'd take Puka. I think I'd take Puka over Amon-Ra. I'm not taking Malik Neighbors this year.
I wouldn't touch Malik
Not
Neighbors
allowed.
this year.
But anyway,
I had Malik Neighbors last year, and I thought that was a really good investment. But people forgot that he after the concussion, he did not get back to where he was before it, and he wasn't the same after that. Not like he was different, but it was just like he wasn't producing the numbers he once was. The Giants recognized that they were in a free fall, and they just weren't. They didn't want to put their guy at risk, so they just invested in the future. But I just don't think that their quarterback room, until Jackson Dart gets his footing and really starts showing up, I don't think that's going to happen until way late in the season. I think he's best to be avoided unless, Jameis Winston's going to get the start before Dart does. And if Jameis Winston's in there, that dude balls. He will just chunk that thing. That will be a fun time to be a Neighbors owner. But until then, I wouldn't touch him. I would. Mind if I do mine?
Yeah.
Okay. If I'm picking, I was gonna say CMC, I'm gonna pass on it.
Yeah, I think that's
could-
the easy
But
pass.
that's the easy one though.
Yeah.
It's Saquon, unfortunately. Just because I just feel like he's gonna drop off. He's 28. He's still got plenty of years ahead of him. He's gonna be fine. But he's coming off of a Super Bowl win, and he's on the cover of Madden, and the team as a whole is going to kind of drop back. We lost a lot of coaching staff. We got new coordinators everywhere.
Yeah.
So it's like we're going to be.
That
It's
is
not,
the curse of a successful year.
exactly. Yeah. Us and the Lions both
Yeah.
got gutted. So I think I would pass on Saquon, and if I'm going to puff on somebody, probably Jahmyr Gibbs. I think with a new coordinator with the Lions, they're probably going to lean on their best pieces, and they're going to lean on Jahmyr. They're gonna be like, hey, give him the ball 30 times a game, you know.
I think Amon Ra. I would take Amon Ra at definitely 8 or 9 or
yeah.
10. Just since we're talking about, since we're moving on, I do want to honorably mention Amon Ra St. Brown. Always has a great year. I think he's just one of the most reliable wide
You're
receivers.
puffing Amon Ra?
Yeah, he's just one of the most reliable wide receivers I think in the game. What Chris Godwin, usually is, or Mike Evans, Amon Ra's gonna have 1,000 yards.
Yeah.
You know.
You're gonna if you're picking at 8 and your options are CMC, Ashton Gianti, Amon Ra, and Malik Neighbors.
Yeah,
Honestly,
I don't think I can take Gianti.
If I'm there, I'm picking Derrick Henry. For the millionth year in a row, Derrick Henry is sitting at the top of the second round, just outside the top 10, top
Yeah.
12 picks. So I don't know, because I would rather have him over CMC, who gets hurt a lot. Gianti, he hasn't proven. Amon Ra,
Man.
who I feel like the Lions' window is closing, and Malik Neighbors, who just I like. Unless Jameis Winston's quarterback, Neighbors isn't doing anything this year.
If your ADP pick drafting,
Mhm.
second pick is eating. Although I lost last year and I had the same combo,
Oh yeah,
but then you wouldn't get until
you wouldn't be back. You'd be quarterbacks
got
would start coming off the
22.
board by the time you pick again.
yeah, and then
But I think
then you have to go wide receiver.
that is the perfect
Higgins, but
that is the perfect time to transition to the second round.
yeah, 11. Get out of here, Malik Neighbors. Start getting down
11 to 20.
Bucky Irving.
Who are you puffing? Who are you passing?
See, so we got Neighbors, Henry, A-Chain, Taylor, Nico, Josh Jacobs, AJ Brown. I think AJ at a late second is a puff easily.
Yeah.
I honestly think I would take him. It's hard because if everyone else is ADP drafting,
You're a
yeah.
puff.
I think AJ Brown is who I'm puffing in this. I'm passing probably JT. Jonathan Taylor.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, boy. I'm so used to having Jonathan Taylor on my team. I'm just so not wanting to deal with that this year. And just so you know, because I'm not going for Jonathan Taylor this year, that means he's going to do really, really well. That's just how it goes. I think if I'm puffing anybody, I'm gonna be puffing AJ Brown. I think in the late second, would be really good. But Josh Jacobs might do well. I think Green Bay offense is slowly starting to really look like something that more run and not just. Green Bay just doesn't have wide receivers,
Yeah,
so they get stuffed a lot. And I think with Matthew Golden, hopefully they start throwing more, and that'll help a lot with their run game.
I think Malik is going to drop in. Malik Neighbors is going to drop into the third round.
I think Malik could drop to the mid-second. That's another person I'd pass on.
I think people are going to pick him up because he's going to be high ADP, and there's going to be someone looking at stuff and being like, "Oh, Malik Neighbors is still available," and he's 11th ADP, and we're in the
He'll
late
get
second.
auto-drafted.
Yeah, he'll get. Yeah, that's true. We don't ever have 10 people, but I think someone, even if we had 10 live people, someone's gonna pick him. But I think in what he's gonna end up, I don't think he's gonna end up top 15 wide receivers fantasy wise.
I don't think so either. I think he'll get picked mid to late second, early third. For exactly what you said, is somebody saying, "Oh, so and so still available."
Yeah. I think he'll still be going definitely late second. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm good for now.
If I'm
actually.
passing, I'm not an 8-chain believer. I never am. But if I'm puffing on anybody, oh man, second round, there's not a whole lot of people I want to puff on.
Brock Bowers.
Josh Jacobs. I actually no. I'm passing.
You think Gianti's gonna eat up too much?
I think. Well, Brock Bowers broke rookie tight end records.
Yeah.
He's not going to do that again. You know, not in the way that he's like not a rookie anymore, but he's going to be the focal point of defenses. They are going to shut down Giante, but they're going to definitely make sure that Brock Bowers has a safety and a linebacker on him at all times. You know, he's going to get double covered and he's going to regress. I think
Yeah.
he's one of the people that's going to have a sophomore slump.
Actually thinking about it too, I think I wrote notes on Bucky Irving was someone that I was like, I think that I would. Oh yeah, since Chris Godwin's back and he's he's probably gonna be splitting carries with Rashad White.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well, they always. Here's what happens. Rashad White,
I just think
Bucky Irving always split carries, but Rashad White doesn't produce. He doesn't have the
Yeah.
production numbers. He can't. His average yards per carry are like 3.1 or 2. They're not high, and he doesn't. He can catch the ball, but he doesn't do anything with those either.
Yeah, Bucky Irving's a PPR pick at 20 for
Yeah,
sure.
I think Bucky
just
Irving's
don't- I don't
gonna
think he's
be
gonna-
good.
I think that's gonna be a little bit overpriced. So what is it? I guess I don't know what it is RB wise.
What?
Like 11th, 12th. I think it'll probably end up. I would take Kyron over Bucky. I guess other than that, other running backs, I guess probably I take Bucky Irving at that point. So
Well, do you
I
want
think
to hop
that'll go
to
pretty quick.
third round?
Yeah.
And that's going to be Josh Allen.
Josh to Tyreek.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm passing immediately. Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, both taking QBs here is
I agree.
insane.
Yeah.
The next Joe Burrow's 36. I don't think that this is worth it. I think you're missing out on. I would take Trey McBride. I would take T Higgins. Jaden Daniels 27 on this one.
And Jalen Hurts is just outside. Okay.
I would pass on Drake London.
Yeah,
well.
this is a round that I'm gonna be passing on a lot of this.
Puff Lad McConkey.
I'll puff Lad McConkey.
Yeah.
I'll get in on that.
And always Tyreek. Tyreek, if you're getting Tyreek at the top of the third, I don't know how questionable he is, but it's
It's Tyreek. He's gonna have huge games where it's gonna be 38 points, and then he's gonna be hurt for 2 weeks.
Yeah, and top of the third is I think great value.
That's good value, you know.
Yeah.
And he's really quarterback dependent, and I think that does hurt the Dolphins, and that does hurt his value. But they still find ways to give him the ball.
Yeah, it's Tyreek.
Yeah, it's
He's
Tyreek.
gonna get open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you'd puff on Kyron. You pass on every quarterback. There's not a single quarterback
Yeah.
you consider. If you're picking at the ass end of
if
the
I'm
third
if
round,
I'm picking in the this is the
if you're the 29th pick, it's not Lad McConkey. It's T Higgins, James Cook, and Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson.
if I'm like at 29
Yeah,
down
you're at, like,
here
20, yeah.
and Josh, and so you're saying like Lad McConkey's gone.
Yeah. Everybody that you would puff on is gone. It's just the people you would pass on and the quarterbacks.
I'd probably take
Man.
QB. Yeah, I'd probably go. I'd go Josh Allen at that point.
Yeah. At the top of the second, probably not a great pick.
No, yeah,
But the further and further it gets from
or the top of the third, not a
or top of the
top
third,
of the
yeah.
third. I don't think it's a
That
good
bottom
pick.
of the third, it's not that bad of an investment because
Yeah.
if you're picking at the bottom of the third, that means you're going to be picking pretty shortly again immediately after.
But I also think some of these people are gonna get picked up earlier than in our league, especially.
Yeah.
I think McLaurin is gonna get picked up
He's going to go earlier.
earlier.
Yep.
Yeah,
Ready to hop to round 4?
yeah.
Okay.
Tyreek to Brees, or no, sorry, Jalen to Brees.
I
Top of the fourth, Jalen Hurts. I don't think that's a bad pick.
That's not a bad pick.
No,
He's-
especially because at that point, if
Tush push
all
is
the other
banned.
QBs are gone,
Tush push isn't banned, so he's going to be getting a lot of rushing touchdowns. He's
Yeah.
going to keep stealing rushing touchdowns from Saquon, especially if he has a down year. Maybe Chase Brown, Cincinnati's starting running back, but I think they also drafted a guy this year.
yeah, I don't like. Yeah, I don't like that. I wouldn't take Chase Brown there. I don't think.
I don't think I would take Joe Mixon there. There's a lot of these skill players in
Yeah.
round 4. I'm going to be one to look at
McLaurin, I'm
elsewhere.
fine with.
I'd be fine with McLaurin.
Kittle at the late fourth.
I'd puff
I'd
Jackson
take-
Smith and Jigba this year. I think he's going to be Sam Darnold's Justin Jefferson. He's going to be his
Oh,
safety
yeah.
outlet. That's going to be a safety blanket, and he's going to be throwing it to him a lot.
Yeah, I think if definitely if he's available, I think he'll be gone pretty. I think he's one that's going to go a lot earlier.
I don't think
than-
he makes it out of the third round.
No.
Jackson Smith.
Honestly, I think I don't know. I guess it depends on how much people. I don't know how much research people are doing, and
in our league.
yeah, because I don't think it ranks it just by. But I mean, he had good numbers last year too, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Geno Smith last year.
Mm.
We got and then Brees Hall. Would you draft bottom of the fourth? Would you draft Brees Hall here? I would. I mean, that's not bad.
Depends on who I get. Depends on who I have on my team. But if I already have two running backs,
You have one running back and two wide receivers.
that'd be rough because I want Rasheed.
Oh, that's hard.
Yeah, because I think I would take Rasheed Rice over Brees Hall.
And you just put him in the flex and be like, I'll see what I can find a little bit later.
Yeah, I'll figure something out. Yeah.
Well, I feel like the logic there is if you're picking at
There's
the back
32
of the
teams,
third,
you know. Yeah.
if you're picking at the back of a round, you're going to be picking.
That's true.
early
Yeah. If I'm
in the
picking,
next round.
yeah, if I'm here, I'm probably picking here as
Yeah.
well. So I probably just would do if I have these two picks. I'm probably am taking Brees and
Rasheed.
I don't know. I think the gambler in me depends on who. If I have like bottom of the, so I'd be bottom of the round, so 10.
Mhm.
Who's available around then? Probably Henry. Oh, if I had Henry, I'm taking I'm
Rasheed.
taking no Hampton.
Amari and Hampton.
Yeah, I'm taking Omari and Hampton. Where'd he go? Where are we at?
You're
Here
you're
we
right
go.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm taking Omari and Hampton. Just so I'd probably take Omari and Hampton, and then Rasheed Rice would be my two picks there.
I would look at Brees Hall. I think Justin Fields, even though he's going to drop that television, he's going to really put in effort and he's going to pull a lot of defenses off. And I think him and Brees Hall are going to be a kind of a pretty fun little combination.
Yeah.
So Brees Hall there at the bottom of the fourth.
You think it's going to be the same thing like the Lamar, Derrick Henry?
I had that same mindset, but
Yeah.
Brees
Hall's-
is a little bit. I don't think he's as hard of a runner.
No.
But I do think just having a fast two
Yeah.
kind of shifty guys back there.
there was plays that
Yeah.
Derrick Henry ripped off because they didn't know that he had the ball handed off to him.
Yeah.
Like that kind of shit. Where it's
Exactly.
like they have to stay on Justin,
Mhm.
like because they're gonna have to stay on him because they don't know if he, handed the ball off or it's not like the split second decision like wasn't fast enough so Brees can get off, off
Exactly.
the run. Yeah.
And all right.
So yeah, I would pass. I think
I pass a lot of people in round 4.
I pass. Yeah, I pass.
I passed Brown,
Yeah,
Mixon,
Chase Brown.
Adams.
So if you're taking no QB yet, if you hadn't taken the QB, you're pick 30. You're here 36.
Mhm.
You're still be taking Burrow.
Round 4, that means I already have at
Pick
least 2
6.
skill positions.
Yeah.
Unless I got a tight end in round 3 for some crazy reason, and I'm just going absolute fill the position strategy and not really like what's best for the team. I think, man, it is Joe Burrow. That Jamar Chase is like his guy. If I got T Higgins in the round before, yeah, I'm getting Burrow.
Are you like doing getting the combo?
Yeah, just to have
Yeah.
that link. But if I don't get T Higgins, I'm probably gonna think that I can get a quarterback later.
Yeah, that's I'm
You know?
always. I think I can get a quarterback later. I'm passing on every quarterback because I know that there's like our league's only 10 teams, so there's only
There's only gonna be 10.
At
This is the
most-
top 10
at
quarterbacks
most
in the
20.
league.
Yeah, at most 20 quarterbacks are going to be taken. That means there's at least 12 other quarterbacks, and at that point, it's like the
Have you-
differences are so minimal that it's going to be easy to get someone that's going to do well enough if you draft better in other positions.
Yeah.
That's just why I don't like getting like Josh Allen. There has been years where that strategy has been wrong. That Josh Allen has scored.
Yeah, is
You
like
know,
the number one
200
scoring
more.
player in fantasy.
Well, even if it's the quarterbacks are generally higher scoring than than the other positions, anyways. But it's like when they're separated by like 150 from everyone else, then it's like, oh, okay,
Mhm.
like yeah, that's obviously worth it because he outscored the rest of the quarterbacks by X amount. I think the difference in elite wide receivers is better than the difference in elite quarterbacks.
I
like
agree.
when you're drafting for or elite skill positions.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree because yeah, there's a lot of weeks where the drop off is pretty big between wide receivers.
Yeah.
Um, all right, round 5. Oh,
DK Metcalf. Puff on DK Metcalf.
oh yeah, Puff
DK
on
Metcalf
DK.
being there.
Round 5.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care who's throwing to him. It could be me out there throwing
That's-
to DK.
that's
Like
big
it's
value for
DK
5.
Metcalf. Yeah, into 5. That's
Into 5.
yeah.
Mike Evans is down here too.
Yeah.
They're praying for the drop off. They're saying it's gonna happen.
Mike
he
Evans
gets
is
1,000 yards
criminally
every
low.
year.
Yeah.
I've had Mike Evans before, and man, his floor is low. Man, can he? If he drops a game, it's a donut.
Yeah.
He's boomer bust. He
But
generally
overall
booms,
in the
but
year, it's not even a boom. It's just, I mean, it is a boom, I guess, in fantasy terms. But like, I don't know. I guess it's just it depends on how many touchdowns he's scoring.
yeah,
That when you were like, oh, this is a great Mike Evans season, versus like, oh yeah, he got 1,000 yards, but he only got like 5 touchdowns.
Hmm.
I don't know. I don't know his touchdown numbers, but
but everybody here actually, man, this should be what round 4 is.
I'm passing Sam Laporta. Sorry.
Whoa, too many mouths to feed in Detroit.
Too many mouths. He was 5th last year in production out
Wow.
of on fantasy wise. I there's too many mouths. They just like you said, they lost a lot of coaching staff.
Mhm.
I don't think that he is going to do. I think he's going to have the same type of year, and I think that's.
We've
Tight
seen
ends are
Laporta's-
hard, though. I mean, I will say tight ends, especially it feels like lately. There's 3 or 4 good ones. The rest of them are, man, you better just hope they have a good
Yeah,
game.
pretty much.
But I mean, I think Sam Laporta should be down there with kind of maybe Isaiah Likely, kind of.
Yeah.
I think where he might have 1 or 2 big games, but that's probably going to be it. It seems like late last year they didn't.
Man, shocking, but
I like
probably
Sam
not a bad
Laporta,
take.
yeah, but
I think there's just too much going on in Detroit, and
Rowe.
I think the problem with Laporta is that he's the tight end on a really good team, and I think they're going to lean, like I was kind of saying with Jahmyr Gibbs earlier, is I think they're going to lean on Jahmyr Gibbs a lot this year.
yeah.
While he's young, because they know that they don't have all the time in the world with a good running back. Those go quick. Meanwhile, you can have tight ends who play well into their 30s and still be really productive.
Yeah.
So,
And I will say, I think Sam Laporta, of all the passes, I think Sam Laporta is probably the one I feel like has the most, the biggest chance to make me eat crow. You know what I mean?
oh yeah,
But I do think, based on just how good the team is, how many talented skill players that they have, he's still gonna just might have 1 or 2 big catches, but overall he's probably gonna have a lot of low scoring games.
I think he's got a really low floor. Are you okay? So a lot of these people, I'm puffing on. I'm puffing on Hampton, Evans,
Rasheed,
puffing on.
you're crazy not to. He's
He's
not
coming
getting
off-
suspended.
No, that's not what I'm worried about. He's coming off an
He's
ACL tear.
healthy.
It's gonna take him. If you get Rashee Rice, I think you need to know that you're gonna need another wide receiver in that spot for at least the first month or two to kind of give him a little bit. Yeah, no, 100%, for real. What, do you think he's just gonna come back and just start ripping off huge? No, dude. Like they're
They're not
drafted.
ripping off huge runs. I think he's gonna come back and be a PPR monster.
They re-signed Hollywood Brown and they drafted Xavier Worthy in the first round. There's a lot of mouths to feed in Kansas City.
that's why I'm.
And I don't think they want to
Hollywood
rush
Brown's
Rasheed.
my avoidance.
I don't think they're gonna rush Rasheed back into action immediately.
I think they are.
I don't think that they.
I think Rasheed's gonna be number 1 starting the season. I think it's gonna
I
be
think they
Rasheed, Xavier, Hollywood,
I think they are gonna take their time on Rasheed.
and then eventually Hollywood Brown's probably gonna get phased out for
Worthy
no
in that spot. No.
Worthy's number 2 already. I think going.
Are you gonna bring up that guy? Are you gonna bring up
Yeah.
that guy that doesn't exist on the
He
roster?
exists on the roster.
Doesn't have.
Is it Jalen Royals?
gonna happen.
Ohio, so I can't remember his name. But
So I'm puffing on a lot of these people. Are you puffing on Alvin Kamara?
no.
Okay, you're passing on Alvin Kamara. Are you puffing on Marvin Harrison Jr.?
Ooh.
It's Kyler Murray's quarterback still,
I know. Yeah, I've just.
and they're gonna
I don't
expect
know,
way
it's his
more.
sophomore year. That's
Yeah.
generally the year. I think I would. I think because if he is as I remember, I don't know a ton about. I know he didn't have a good year last year,
Mhm.
but I think the sophomore year is really when wide receivers are supposed to explode, or generally tend to explode if they're good.
I don't know. There was huge. Brian Thomas Jr. had a huge year. I think I don't know if
I'm
that
not
rule's
saying
really gonna apply for a lot of the guys with.
like Amon-Ra St. Brown was his sophomore year that he really came out.
Mhm.
Um,
I think they're gonna have a lot of high expectations out of Harrison Jr. because of the fact that he was drafted so high last year
yeah.
and didn't really do a lot last year.
No,
So-
I think he's gonna have a good year
Do you think he's gonna have over 1,000 yards
with Kyler.
with
though?
Kyler Murray? Now,
I think they might. I think.
the Cardinals don't really have.
What did he
like,
do? What did he end up doing last year? Do you know off the top
It
of
was
your
like
head?
900 something. I
Oh,
think.
if he was close last year, yeah, I think he has a 1,000-yard season.
Okay.
Like I said, I don't know. I didn't pay enough attention to.
Yeah, I didn't really pay a whole lot of
Yeah.
attention. I just don't think I would. Here at the bottom of the fifth round, are we in the fourth or the fifth? We're in the fifth, right?
Yeah,
he got 1,000
fifth.
yards.
885.
Oh no, he didn't.
885
885.
with 8 touchdowns.
He lost a fumble, but.
Most receiving TDs by a rookie, Cardinals franchise record. I think he's gonna have a good. He had just one concussion.
All right, he'll bounce back. Okay, so I think maybe I can see where you're going with this, but it's still Kyler Murray doesn't throw a lot. I think Marvin Harrison will probably they're gonna pass more just so they can get more out of him because they're gonna have people staring down their neck saying why aren't you using them? Why aren't you using them? And eventually they're gonna have to start passing and throwing more.
Yeah.
So I think he will see use just because they're gonna be in a position where they have to.
He's pretty quick, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he'll probably just keep doing. I think he'll be catching a lot of short passes and then probably the basic was like the Madden answer, like he'll catch some short passes and then catch some long passes too and get over the top of some people. No, but I think
I would get Marvin Harrison here.
Yeah,
Same with Garrett Wilson.
yeah, I
I'd
don't
get him
think
too.
Marvin Harrison's a bad pick. I think Mike Evans isn't a bad pick.
Okay. Last one before we go on to the next round. Chuba Hubbard.
Chuba Hubbard, Carolina.
Now, remember they drafted Jonathan Brooks early last year, and he still was rehabbing an injury.
Yeah.
He got a little usage, but didn't really do a whole lot.
Yeah.
Do you think that's going to eat into Chuba Hubbard at all? Chuba
Hubbard. I don't know, honestly. Yeah, I probably wouldn't touch it. I'd probably rather at that point if I need a running back, and all that's left is ADP down. I would say. Let's see before we go. Let me see.
David Montgomery, R.J. Harvey, not a bad pick.
I probably.
Well, they just signed J.K. Dobbins. So
Yeah. Man, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I guess actually.
You know what? Now looking at the running backs, yeah, this is
ADP.
Chuba Hubbard. If you're going RB,
I might take James Conner over him.
I don't think I'd take James Conner over him. James Conner's getting old. I would take Chuba Hubbard, but I think the Panthers are going to bounce back. I'd puff on this, but I would also have my eyes on Jonathan Brooks because I have a feeling that they might try and use him more. But he's still coming back from an injury, so
yeah. Obviously, DK there's insane. So this is top of the sixth.
Puff and DK. I would look in here. Are you thinking about getting Patrick Mahomes off? The options are Patrick Mahomes. You're picking top of this round. The
Yeah, I'm
options are
looking at
Patrick
what's
Mahomes,
available.
Worthy, and Montgomery.
Who's left down there? Baker's still available. Bo Nick's still available. I mean, I think there's probably a lot of QBs still available at that point. Kyler, I'm not taking Kyler, but I'd have to look at who's all available. I mean, with Baker still being available too, like, I don't know. If I haven't taken tight end at this point, I might grab Kelsey. probably take Kelsey over Hawkinson because I think Kelsey's. I don't know. I feel it. I'm puffing on Travis Kelsey this year. I
Man,
think
you really
for
think that
tight
they're
end
going to feed him?
for tight end positions, I think Travis Kelsey's going to end up probably in the top 5 tight end in points, which I don't think is going to be saying a lot this year.
Yeah.
But I do think Travis Kelsey ends up top 5. I don't think they're going to feed him necessarily, but I do think he's going to be heavily involved still.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think this is going to be like his last year, like where he's really. I think he's still in good shape. I think I don't know. Well, I think he's I believe.
You don't think
I'm a believer.
you don't think Father Time and all those vaccines
This
he
is the
got
last.
are going to catch
This
up
is the
to him?
last year.
This is it?
He's putting it all on the line.
You don't think the stress from being Taylor Swift's consort?
I'm sure he's under so much stress. Yeah.
I mean, it's really hard, spending all of that money and destroying the environment simultaneously. It's difficult balancing two things.
I'm probably, but yeah, I'm probably.
So you're puffing Kelsey for sure. Are you puffing either of these rookie running backs, Judkins or Harvey? That's Cleveland's maybe their number one running back, and R.J. Harvey, who is could be Denver's number one. They just signed J.K. Dobbins, so it shows they don't have a lot of faith in R.J. Harvey.
Yeah.
But
if it depends, like I said, it depends on where my team's at. If I'm needing a running back,
assume you do. There's at this point you filled all of your positions. This is round 6, so you've got 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, a quarterback, and a tight end.
Well, I wouldn't have a quarterback, but yeah, I might not have a tight end either.
Okay,
that's my point.
You have a flex spot and a bench spot.
Yeah, I mean it just like I would probably still, if I don't have a tight end, I'm taking Kelsey anywhere in the 6th. Okay. If I don't have a tight end and he's available.
If you panic picked Laporta, he wasn't so bad. There were a couple games where he was pretty good.
If Laporta's available in the 6th, if Laporta's available in the early 7th, I would take him here if I didn't have a tight end. If Kelsey's off the board and Hawkinson's off the board, I might take. Yeah, I'd probably take Laporta over. Actually, I might take Andrews, although I am a big Mark Andrews hater.
I feel like all of these players that we're passing on, that we're not puffing on, it should be stated that if they were a round later, there's a much higher chance we would pick them up.
Yeah, absolutely.
It would probably be a near lock. But assuming that we're picking in that spot and we're like, oh, we have the choice, but I would, between the 2 rookie running backs, I would consider R.J. Harvey, but now that they signed J.K. Dobbins and he did all right last year, I think they're not. I don't think they're going to rely on him as much. And if they do rely on him, it'll be much later in the season, whenever Dobbins is unhealthy, gets hurt. Judkins, I think, would be a more sure shot, but I don't think Cleveland's very good. I think their quarterback situation is going to make them rely on the run game a lot, and their running backs are going to take a huge beating for that. So I would kind of actually pass on both of them.
Yeah.
I would puff on T.J. Hawkinson. This is McCarthy's first year. He might rely on his tight end a lot, but Hawkinson's big, and he gets hurt a lot as a result. So
yeah, I think I'd take Kelsey over Hawkinson.
I would probably take Travis Kelsey over Hawkinson as well. Are you puffing on Cortland Sutton? Bo Nix is number 1.
This late, yeah. If I need a wide receiver, I'm fine taking Cortland Sutton. Yeah.
I think the problem with Cortland Sutton is Denver doesn't have a number 2. They don't have a good tight end to pass to, and Bo Nix is going to be passing down a lot to the running backs because that's just what Sean Payton does. As a result, Cortland Sutton is going to be double teamed, triple teamed every play because they know that if Bo Nix is releasing the ball to anybody, it's probably going to be Sutton.
Yeah.
So,
Travis Hunter.
Ooh, I'm passing.
I want to say pass too, just because of the quarterback, but I also want to say puff because the man, he's just an athlete.
He just goes and plays.
And
he was born for this.
Obviously they're not gonna let him play offense and defense.
I think they are.
Okay.
He's taking snaps on both.
Then I'm taking him.
I'm not touching him.
Oh, do you not get, if he gets an interception, do you still get the points if you put him in your wide receiver?
No. We don't have IDP scoring.
IDP.
Individual defensive player. I wish
thought
we
you-
did. I've talked about it, but everybody's like, no, I don't know enough defensive players. I'm like, you can literally name 10 off the top of your head.
Yeah, I guess yeah. Like we'd have to have like a. But I like the thing is, if he's playing, even if we did had an defensive individual defensive
IDP
scoring,
is easier.
yeah, or IDP whatever, that would be a whole spot that we would have to dedicate to it, and you'd still only be able to put him in one or the other.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
But because we don't have IDP positions, we don't. I've never implemented the scoring.
Yeah.
So there isn't. If he gets an interception, cool.
that's whack.
Hopefully didn't get it against your quarterback because I know you didn't draft Trevor Lawrence. With Travis Hunter, I'm not touching him because, yeah, you can do that in college. He's only getting older, and the league is done. It's not college. These are
no,
the
yeah.
hardest hitting. These are the best of the best of the best of the best.
I think he's gonna end up just wide receiver.
I think he's gonna. I think he's gonna flip flop on a get game by game basis. I think there's gonna be games where they implement him as a cornerback, and there's gonna be games where they maybe a couple snaps on wide receiver, but and then there's gonna be games where they have him exclusively as a wide receiver, and they just let their other cornerbacks kind of just clean up.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be their whole plan about how they're going to put him out there, and I think that's going to result fantasy wise in a lot of duds, a lot of zeros. You know, if you don't have IDP scoring in your league implemented, you're going to see a lot of 3 interception games with 5 tackles and stuff, and a 0 on your fantasy lineup.
So if he goes out and still manages to like play full games on both, and has crazy wide receiver game, like and just has 1,200 yards receiving, 6 interceptions, like not worth it there or
1,200 on the season.
yeah.
Yeah.
And 6 interceptions. I think that like I agree with you that like that everyone's faster, but I still think that probably he's pushing himself like for most of the game that he's doing it anyways. You know, yeah, some games, you know, you don't have to run as fast, but like
he's gonna take a hard shot over the middle, get
that
up,
is yeah, maybe just get hit
run
pretty
across,
hard, yeah.
run. You have to go do defense and get ran over by Derrick Henry, and then he's gonna be like, okay, all right, I get it now, I understand, I get it, okay.
And then what if he just goes to wide receiver and just goes off? I think it's definitely worth it.
I think
I don't think they're
there's
gonna.
gonna
I
be
don't think
games.
they're gonna.
I do think that there's
flip-flop
gonna be games where he's gonna have 20 to 30 points. You know, I think that's going to happen.
Yeah.
But I don't think that they're going to happen often, and I think they're going to use him sparingly while he's young. You know, they're just.
I don't think that they're gonna flip flop where they go like, oh well, we'll have you mostly playing defense this game, and oh we'll have you mostly playing offense.
I think
this
they
game.
will. I think they will have to do that. I don't think they're going to do that immediately. I think immediately they're going to try and pedal to the metal.
I think
and just do
immediately
it,
they're gonna have him taking more wide receiver snaps, and then they're gonna pepper him in on defense when they feel like they need him, or to see how he does on defense. Because I think more they want him as an offensive weapon.
Yeah, all of this is preseason dependent because that's when we're really going to see what they do.
Yeah.
And he might not even play the preseason.
Yeah,
so we
true.
might not even
I
know.
mean, we have 2 months till our draft.
But,
so.
yeah.
Yeah. I think Travis Hunter's worth watching.
I'm passing. You can pop that Travis Hunter, but I'm passing.
I think
on it.
preseason, if he ends up doing a ton, and has a good preseason, he's gonna shoot up quick.
Mhm.
Even if it's against, it's against the second stringers on offense. Like
We
he
do
still
have to
played the whole
remember
game.
that for this puff and pass segment that puffing on somebody is a bad thing.
Oh, it is.
Yes, that means that you killed them.
Oh.
Yeah, you're puffing on their pat.
Oh
you
no.
No, we're saying pick these people.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm puffing.
I don't know the kid lingo.
I read Reddit sometimes. I don't have an account, but I read it. But
I thought you were just saying it because it was in relation to weed.
it is. It is.
Yeah.
That's how we're using it, and it just occurred to me that that's some people don't use it that way. Anyway, so Travis Hunter, you're puffing. I'm passing. Do you want to move to round? What is that? 7?
Yeah. I'm passing Zay Flowers.
Well, you know what? That was round 6. Travis Hunter at the bottom of the 6th round. That's probably not bad. That could be big.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That late, like.
Well, they have to.
The only other thing is like you're picking him over at this ADP Devontae Smith. I like George Pickens a lot. You know.
Yeah. Oh, I do want to point out that Jacksonville doesn't. He's not going to be the only wide receiver in Jacksonville. They still have Brian Thomas Jr.
Yeah.
So that will pull a lot of defenses off of Travis Hunter. I think, yeah. Okay. Anyway,
I'm passing Zay Flowers.
I'm passing Zay Flowers. I'm
I
puffing Devontae.
just won't. I'm not drafting Zay Flowers.
I'm,
I don't think Zay Flowers is worth more than a bye week flyer. Yeah, nothing. You know, I just
there's just too much. It's
the same thing.
It's
Yeah,
the Lamar
there's too many
King
mouths to
show.
feed. Yeah, exactly.
It's not. Zay Flowers is gonna have big games, but he's also gonna have big.
Yeah,
big zeros.
fantasy
Boomer
wise,
bust.
it's hit or miss,
Mhm.
and it's too risky to leave him in constantly to get like a 1-2 point game.
He is. That's the reason why he's all the way here at the 7th. He
Yeah.
is boomer bust. He's good flex on filler weeks, but yeah, I'm saying passing Zay Flowers.
And I think there's more people that I would rather have.
Yeah, at this point,
Yeah.
I'm getting Devontae.
I've been
over
burned
Zay
by him
Flowers.
too many times.
Mm-hmm.
I take Calvin Ridley.
I would.
So yeah, 61 to 70.
Yeah, I'm passing on DeAndre Swift. I think Chicago's going running back committee, and it could be any number of guys. I don't think it's going to be Swift. He's after his stint with the Eagles, he's really fallen off, and that's
Yeah.
just the way it is. Everybody's got to move on. I'm passing George Pickens. I think that Dallas isn't good. I
agree.
I don't think that they have a running back to pull defenses down, so their wide receivers are going to be quintuple covered every
Yeah.
fucking turn or every play.
Yeah, their offensive line is not going to be able to give him enough time to pass a lot.
Yeah, I think that it's just and Dak Prescott's coming off of an injury, right? Like he needs time to bounce back. I just don't think the Cowboys are them. I'm not saying that as an Eagles hater. I'm saying that as an objective person. If I were being an Eagles hater, I would say that they will never do anything until Jerry Jones is gone. So,
yeah, no, I agree though. I definitely I'm probably not taking as much as I like George Pickens. I forgot that he went to Dallas.
Big trade.
Yeah.
Yep. And I've noticed that Steelers wide receivers don't tend to do well when they leave the Steelers. You know?
Oh, except for you mean wasn't Juju?
You got this. You know one.
Juju Smith-Schuster.
Who?
Super Bowl winning wide receiver Juju Smith-Schuster.
But isn't there like Rashee Rice and Hollywood
And then
Brown?
where was
and
MBS?
Xavier
Was
Worthy
MBS
and-
Green Bay or was he?
He was Green Bay.
He was Green Bay.
But yeah, no, Juju didn't really do anything when he was in Kansas. He's done some stuff, but he's not like. I think
He had he was
I think
instrumental.
Mecole Hardman has had more of an impact on the Kansas City franchise than Juju Smith-Schuster has.
Yeah, well, dude,
Mecole
Mecole
got
had
the
the
Super Bowl
Mecole had
catch.
the catch,
Yeah.
but Juju had instrumental catches though. He sealed games. He had the game winning catch in one of the where it was like the game winning catches and like, oh, the game's over because of this like we can just roll the clock.
Yeah.
Like, where it's like, oh, we need a first down to win. Juju Smith gets the first down and we win. Like,
I don't see it, but it's fine. We can disagree on things.
I mean, he's.
Would you pick Juju up here in the 6th round?
No, I'm not talking about. You're just saying. I'm not talking about currently this season. You're saying that.
In the whole, Mecole
Steelers
Hardman has more.
Steelers
wide receiver.
Yeah,
Well, how did Chase Claypool turn out? How did Antonio Brown turn out?
No, I'm not saying. Juju Smith-Schuster was never like a wide receiver one, and George Pickens is a wide receiver one. I don't. Antonio Brown did do on the field well, outside of the Steelers.
What did he play 2 snaps with the Patriots? Right? He got 2 He got a touchdown.
But with the Bucks, didn't they win the Super Bowl with him?
I don't think so.
There?
I don't think he was there yet. I think he was still dealing with the Raiders. Because
But I mean, I thought
that
he
was
played
just
like.
one off season, so I don't know.
Now we're gonna have to.
All right.
I mean, I know he's. I'm not saying. I mean, the dude is, kind of clinical, but.
What?
Where's his stats?
Again, because we don't want to
Here
get
we go.
sued, allegedly. Alleged.
Games. Yeah, he played 8 games, averaged 10.7 a catch. in 8 games. Yeah, 483 yards. And then 7 and the next he got injured, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he did. He was there when they won the Super Bowl, or did he like?
Oh, I
don't
guess
know.
he never played for Oakland, huh? Or Vegas. I could have sworn that he was there.
Yeah.
Maybe something happened and my memory is not serving me.
Did not play in the NFC Championship game, but against the Browns, he recorded 5 receptions for 22 yards. Yeah, he scored a touchdown.
Oh, he did get a Super Bowl
Bowl,
win. Okay,
yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
Well, I just don't think George Pickens is going to do it.
No, I
Back
think
to where we were at, I
George
just
Pickens
don't
is
do it.
also, from what we've seen, a little bit has a little bit of a attitude.
I've heard
problem.
that he has.
Yeah.
He will, as the kids say, crash out.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else? I'm passing on this round.
You're passing on Aaron Jones.
I'm passing on Aaron Jones.
Yeah.
He's burned me too many times. Man, I'm
Too
puffing
many
on Bo
times.
Nix. I think he's gonna do just fine next year. Him and Baker Mayfield. I think right now is not a bad time to get quarterback.
Yeah, I'm fine. Late 7.
Yeah.
Late 7. I'm starting to look
That's
at
whenever I'm looking at
quarterbacks.
quarterbacks,
Yeah.
And tight ends.
Yeah, I see. I probably already took. Like I said, if I have a chance to get Kelsey, where I feel like, you know,
You've already gotten you got Kelsey around before. You got him in the previous round. So
I
you're not
take
looking
Kelsey
at tight
round 6 if I have it.
If you don't get Kelsey round 6, if I pick him up before you do,
Then I mean, gosh, I think it's a fish in a barrel situation for tight ends, man. After that, I really do. I think tight ends is going to be tough after if you don't get top 3 or 4. You know. But, I mean, getting in terms of obviously after waiver, there's going to be a lot of. I think there's going to be waiver wire tight ends that are probably going to end. You know, like a Sam Laporta type situation.
There's going to be big ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody who drafted Brock Bowers last year. See, so all right. Well, all right. Round 8. Well, wait, we haven't finished round 7.
Round 7 is to Pacheco.
You would get Pacheco. I think I'm passing.
I'd
get Jalen. Well, I would consider getting Jalen Waddle.
I'm fine with Pacheco. I mean, he is the starting running back of a team, you know, and I do think that, you know, he didn't have as much success after he came back from injury, but
yeah,
you know, I think a year off.
Well, Carson Steele carved out so much of a timeshare in that back.
Yeah. If I don't know if the guard works out, or what's his name? I can't remember his name. Or
the new tackle.
The new tackle. I mean, yeah. If he works out, you know, obviously having a better line is good for Pacheco too. So, I think having the year off, and I'm sure he's been rehabbing, and I think he's still got juice. So,
okay.
I think Pacheco here is not a bad pickup for obviously for a bench spot and see what happens. I think it's worth. I think his ceiling's worth taking in the late. Was this late 7th?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's pop over to the 8th. We'll do 10 rounds, so just a couple rounds left. Sound good?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Tony Pollard, or actually, I guess, yeah, Tony Pollard to Cooper Kupp.
That was me, by the way.
That was you. Okay.
My bad. Tony Pollard, Cooper Kupp. This is pretty late. Henderson might not be a bad pickup, but it seems like they're really staying with Ramondre Stevenson. And I mean, I would pick up Jameson Williams, but I have a feeling that Jameson Williams is currently having a Kyle Pitts problem, where this is the year.
Yeah.
Jameson Williams is going to be the blow-up year, you know, because last year he showed a lot of promise, but there was he didn't do a whole lot sometimes. Yeah, I feel like Jameson Williams I think could be the biggest, could go either way.
Yeah.
You know, because he could just disappear again, or he could blow up, have 1,000 yards, 100-something catches, and just have a huge year. But like, it's one or the other, you know.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm a floor guy. I'm not a big ceiling guy. I don't like big ceilings. I like high floors.
You want a decent. Yeah. You just want nice output.
Yeah.
consistent.
Exactly. I don't care if you're getting. I would rather someone who consistently gets 18 points versus someone who sometimes gets 30 points and sometimes gets 5.
Yeah.
You know.
I think I am. I mean, like I said, I'm passing Andrews. I'm probably not taking Pollard as a bench flyer. If I'm taking anybody, say I'm picking 71, I'm probably for bench spots probably taking Odunze. I think
Yeah.
again I'm big on. I think the sophomore year. I think he's smart. You
I
know,
can
I've
see
seen.
that.
Yeah, I think he's a smart kid.
You're an Odunze believer. I believe.
I
I
am,
actually
yeah.
agree. I think Odunze is a really big puff here.
Yeah.
You could have like a good wide receiver one if Caleb Williams does decide to help you move. Um, but
Yeah, well, and I think Caleb Williams, though, I guess the thing, I don't know enough about Chicago. If they can, I know he got sacked a shit ton.
they worked on their offensive line.
Yeah,
They
I
really
thought that was
revamped
like their,
that. That was the
yeah.
big thing this offseason was they revamped their
Yeah, so I think
offensive line.
Odunze's gonna have, I think he'll have a good year. I
Yeah.
think he's gonna end up probably being top 10 wide receiver. That's my hot take.
I think Tony Pollard isn't bad here for a bench spot. You know, Cam Ward is going to be pulling a lot of. Nobody really knows what to expect out of Tennessee yet. So they may see Tony Pollard just sort of lock in on him, but that's going to open up big for Cam Ward. So it could go, and then after that happens, and people start respecting the pass game, that could open him up. I don't know. I think that one is kind of a what if as well. But for now, I'd pass on him as well. Pass on Andrews.
And I
Pass on Caleb Johnson because he's supposed to be the starter in Pittsburgh, but that's another backfield that it's like we don't really know. That could be Jalen Warren,
yeah.
you know.
And yeah, I mean
I'm
Jameson
passing
Williams,
on
like
most
you
of
said,
these guys.
Jameson Williams is a toss up too,
Mhm.
where it's like in the moment to
I'd-
kind of just
Mhm.
maybe I pull the trigger, take a chance that he,
I'd puff Adunze. If the option was Jameson Williams, Adunze, and Judy, I'm taking Adunze.
yeah, I think so too.
You know,
Definitely over Judy.
I would consider Ted McMillan. He's going to be Bryce Young's big body guy, and if the Panthers do bounce back this year, then he's going to see a lot of looks.
Yeah.
But the last time they had a big body guy who like really did stuff, who they hoped would produce was Kelvin Benjamin, and
Yeah.
he did not.
I do agree though. I think
Ted
I
McMillan
think
said he doesn't like watching tape.
he's a wide receiver too, right, McMillan?
He's
three?
wide receiver one.
He's one in
Yeah,
Carolina.
he's above Leggett.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I think has. Oh yeah, we haven't even gotten to Leggett, have we?
No.
Wow. I think Leggett's a. Yeah, I'd take him. I'd love to have Leggett. I think that's probably. But yeah, I think the wide receiver one Carolina this late in the draft is probably. I think that's definitely a lot of value there.
Mhm.
I think, like you said, yeah. I think Carolina is going to be. I think they're a big dark horse team this year. I think we talked about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big dark horse there. So yeah, I think that's a good pick. Yeah, passing like you said. I mean, I'm probably passing on Jerry Judy.
I'm
Cuts.
passing on Judy because the thing is like Judy's the wide receiver one on a bad team with a cloudy quarterback room.
Yeah.
So he could be. You don't know who's going to rapport with him. Who's going to
Yeah.
have a good feeling and throw to him. You don't know if it's going to be Flacco. You don't know. He did well with Flacco. No, who played last year? Was it Joe Flacco?
It was for a while, right? And then no.
I don't remember, but he did
remember.
okay. It was it Jameis Winston? I think it
Yeah,
was.
yeah.
And he did
I don't-
okay,
I don't
you
pay
know,
attention to
because he just
Cleveland.
got traded over there. He's
Fuck
the
Cleveland.
one that Jerry Judy's the one that Steve Smith called a jag, right?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Mhm.
man, that hurts.
But Jerry Judy had a good year last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a Cleveland hater. I won't draft.
I would-
I would never take
There's
anyone from
a
their
few
team.
teams that I wouldn't draft a player from this year,
Yeah.
and one of them is Cleveland. I wouldn't want to. I don't want. You don't know who their quarterback's going to be.
They could be winning the Super Bowl and have the number one offense in the league.
They won't deserve it.
And
honestly.
I still
They won't
will be
deserve
like,
it.
no, I'm fine.
For their betrayal of Baker and the trading for Deshaun Watson, I believe that they cursed themselves.
Oh, I think so too. Yeah.
So, all right, that was round 8.
Yeah.
Right.
Cooper Kupp though. I think Cooper Kupp's a hard pick. It's
Well,
hard for me to say that.
I wouldn't touch Cooper Kupp. I'm passing on him. they have Devonte Adams and Puka Nakua now
Yeah.
eating up targets. They are gonna. I think their tight end. They got a new tight end that they're wanting to really work in. I think the whole too many mouths to feed in LA, and I think
Yeah.
Cooper Cup is old hat. I think if you had him that one year, you did it. You really did it. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're the best.
Thank you.
But the days of Cooper Cup being the guy in LA, they're over. And I wouldn't touch him down here. He will maybe have one or two games where he gets 15, 18, 20 points, but I don't think he's going to be a consistent. If he's just going to be filling in for a week, fine, but you can do that with other players down here, better players.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right. Round 9.
Yeah.
Starting
So we
with
got Broncos,
Broncos defense.
So this is the first defense off the
That's
board.
first defense they're saying, guys.
Down to Cam Scatabo, New York Giants running back.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Oh no, you go ahead. You had something to say.
I was gonna say I think this is gonna be your round 9, right? Is that what we said? Yeah.
Yeah.
So 9th pick. So
You probably
except for
have
defense.
yeah.
I don't mind the Broncos defense. I think that they're probably knowing our league going to be gone before
Mhm.
round 9.
Yeah.
Anyways, so whatever. I'm probably other than that. I don't think I'm fucking with the Texans or the Steelers. Definitely, I'm not fucking with the Steelers that early. I don't know.
The Steelers defense, they still have T.J. Watt. They still have they got a pretty decent defense, and they're in a really. I think the thing about the Steelers defense is that they're in a strong.
I'd rather
division.
take a bench skill position and fly. I'm a
Yeah.
defensive flyer. I've always been that way, and it's hard for me
It's
to get
around
out of
this
it.
time that I'm looking at the Eagles defense. I think the Eagles defense should be up here with these 3 defenses, and it's kind of shocking that they're not. But Browns they just got another cornerback, and they have the top cornerback in the league. Or not the Browns, the Broncos.
Mhm.
And so they're going to be getting a lot of interceptions.
No,
And the Texans have they also have a top cornerback. So
Yeah, I know. I'm just one of those people where it's like I would rather
and the
spend
Texans are in a weak division
if
too.
I'm here, I'd rather take Matthew Golden and
I'm drafting Matthew Golden here. I'm mad
Yeah.
puffing Matthew Golden here. I would puff Jordan Addison maybe because he'll have a couple games, and McCarthy, we don't know who his rapport is with yet.
yeah, that's
Um,
true too.
So
And
Jordan Addison,
JJ's gonna be covered. It doesn't matter who. JJ's gonna
he's going to have someone
he's
else.
gonna have the focus.
It will be insane if
Yeah.
if Justin Jefferson winds up uncovered on a play.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. You can't just say JJ now, huh?
There's a lot of them now.
There's
There's 2 of them actually on the
yeah.
same team now.
Yeah.
So, are you puffing on Javonte Williams at all over there in Dallas?
No.
Former Broncos running back, and he's competing in an RBC to be the Dallas Cowboys starting running back.
No.
This could be big fantasy value.
No. Javonte Williams has put up like 800 yards in the last 2 seasons. I'm not interested.
Okay, I
Not.
agree.
I think that the offensive line, again, is awful for the Cowboys. I mean, their defense is awful. I wouldn't touch their defense either.
I'm loving this. As an Eagles fan, this is
not even
wonderful.
Isn't like Diggs is coming off of an injury,
Yeah, he's coming off an ACL tear, I think.
and then who's Diggs and or is it the other way? Their other cornerback's injured too.
Yeah, he also got hurt.
What's
Jordan
it?
Lewis, I think his name is.
No.
If they had a number 2, but I think he signed with the Jaguars.
Maybe that's what it was. Maybe it was that he left. I don't know. I'd have to.
But I don't trust Dallas. I wouldn't. If you really want the starting Cowboys running back, wait until the season begins. Whoever it is will show up week 1 or 2, and then you'll know who their starting running back is because he's going to get a lot of carries and stuff, and he might be on waivers for your league.
Yeah,
So, There's no surefire starting running back for the Cowboys, and it could well be someone you've never heard of.
I don't think it's likely to be Javonte Williams. And like I said, I don't think it matters whoever it is. I don't think that they're gonna have a great season, anyways, because I just don't. Their offensive line isn't gonna be able to run block well for them.
All right, we have I agree. I'm there with you on the Dallas
Debo
thing.
Samuel, I'm not touching. He looks slow. I don't know if you saw that video of him.
Yeah, no, I've seen. Yeah,
Oh my
he's
gosh.
not
I'm
doing.
sorry,
I
yeah.
think I don't think
Sorry,
he's the same
Debo.
player.
Yeah.
I don't. I think Washington is now, and has been for the last few years, is kind of the retirement home of teams. It kind of is becoming what the Cardinals have been for a while.
Oh, I wouldn't say it like that. I mean, they're competitive.
I mean, they did make it to the NFC Championship last year
Yeah.
and lost, but I just feel like I just don't feel like they're building.
And
I
that
just
was-
feel like they're getting a lot of players and just sort of kicking the tires on a lot of people, you know. And I feel like that's what's happening with Debo Samuel here.
Yeah, I
You know?
think it's. I mean, they must have liked what they saw. I don't know. So
Mhm.
I can't. I think they have had success, recent success. So unless it was just like, oh my gosh, you know, Jaden Daniels is just an athletic freak of nature.
Mhm.
You know, I do think that they're gonna continue to get better.
I'm passing on a lot of players here. I'm passing on Olave. Well, Olave could be good value, but he's
This
had
late for a bench spot.
he gets hurt a lot.
Yeah, I'm probably taking.
I drafted Olave.
I'm taking
early,
Godwin, and
and-
I'm
yeah.
taking Godwin late 9 over anyone else before him. To be honest,
Man, I'm not touching Godwin.
I gotta take. I
I'm
gotta take my
getting-
man.
I'm getting some. If I'm getting a Buccaneers player, and if it's not Mike Evans, Bucky, or Baker,
Bucky and
it's going to be their new Ohio State wide receiver they just drafted in the first round, I think, Emeka Egbuka. I'm getting that guy.
Godwin's healthy.
I just
said it,
you're
he's coming
saying
back.
you really feel like the ACL tear is like something that you just sort of like
He's coming back.
wake up the next day and you're kind of just like, oh man, that hurts.
Well,
But
it's not
man,
the
they're
next
making me
day.
sick for
It's not the
they're making me
next
sick
day,
for
you
a few
know?
months. That's weird.
It's not
No,
the next
dude,
day.
it's- you-
You know,
sometimes
it
I
happened
can-
early in the season last year.
It's not. I know it's not the career ender it used to be, but it still can be pretty debilitating.
Yeah, but I mean, he's still probably gonna play week 1.
I doubt. I actually don't think so.
I think it's fine. And even if he doesn't play week 1, it's still great for the bench spot to hold on to him for the
Him
value.
and Rasheed are both going to be on snap counts.
Okay, but even if they are, it's still worth the value that late for the bench spot.
If they sure, yeah, that late, yeah.
I mean, if you can make it to.
I mean,
if
I
it's
agree
week-
with you. I'm going to trade for him next season.
If it's week 4 or 5, that for him to get into it, that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you, I mean, honestly, you kind of want to drop probably week 2. You
Mhm.
want to be 1-1, probably going into week 3 just for waivers, you
Yeah.
know. But that's just my opinion. It's not bad to have a loss, you know.
Mhm.
To get the Sam Laporta's, Kyron Williams, so, whatever rookie that went undrafted that ends up going off.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean, I'm past. I mean, it's hard once you get down this far.
It's going to be really a kind of a crapshoot.
Yeah, I'm
you know?
probably if I'm picking at
We're on what,
92.
round 10 now.
If I'm here and Chris Godwin's still available, I'm taking Chris Godwin. If Chris Godwin's not there, I mean, I'm going into.
Looking at
I'm probably
kickers now.
taking Khalil Shakir, honestly.
I'm okay.
Or if I'm taking a running back, I'm
getting Jacoby Myers. That boy, he's going on my team. So he has one of the
I'd probably
lowest
take Ramondre, I guess.
here. Well, they just
I
drafted a
if I'm
rookie
here at
running back
93.
that they may consider starting.
Yeah,
So
but just for
Ramondre's-
bench
they-
spots.
Yeah, this is just bench spots.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm not starting.
I
him,
still
but-
want. I still want my bench to hit. Are you puffing or are you passing on Stephon Diggs? Did you see him
No,
there?
yeah, I'm passing.
Passing?
On Stephon Diggs.
Why? Because an ACL tear can do a lot of damage. It'd be
Because
really
because he's a lot older than Chris
I'm-
Godwin.
here. So this
I
is
don't
the
know how-
last
I don't know
round
how
we're
true that
doing
is.
today. I'm
We
getting.
kind of skipped over. Sorry, this would be the round 10 if you
Oh,
would
yeah,
have
yeah.
wanted to be would be these ones, but
Well, I'm getting Jacoby Myers. I'm reaching in this round. And
yeah,
I'm getting him.
that's what I'm saying. It's kind of like
Yeah,
Yeah.
say the round 10 here is a lot of players I would pass on. There's most
I'd probably
players that I
take-
puff I'm gonna reach for.
I take Khalil Shakir over Jacoby. I think just because it's Josh Allen throwing to him versus.
Well, yeah, but Josh Allen sometimes throws to Khalil Shakir. Sometimes he'll just run.
No, I know, but I think there's a lot less targets in their wide receiver room this year. So
A lot of coverages are going to be on Brock Bowers.
you know,
Geno Smith is not Aiden McConnell. He is not Gardner Minshew. He's on a career resurgence. He's doing pretty well right now. He's a pretty good quarterback.
Yeah.
I think Jacoby Myers might be a wide receiver one by the end of this season, and to get him here, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm reaching.
If you get him in the 10th.
I'm not only puffing that Jacoby
Yeah.
Myers, I'm buying an ounce of it.
So it's, let's see, Jacoby Myers is, what did we get to? 44,
Mm-hmm.
pick 108.
Yep.
Average. So you think he'll be top 10?
I think he could be top 10. I think he could beat out Drake London. I think he could beat
Yeah.
out Brian Thomas. He could have a very back year, Brian Thomas Jr. He could have a really down year. I mean, I don't think he's gonna be like Amon-Ra St. Brown levels of like, oh, but I do think that he will consistently see and get a lot of targets, a lot of yardage, and a handful of touchdowns.
Yeah.
Because everybody that is game planning against the Raiders are game planning Brock Bowers or Ashton Giante. They are not talking about Jacoby Myers, and he is their wide receiver one, all the way here down in round 10. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, actually, for average pick, 108 is round 11 for us.
Mm.
Yeah, I think, a lot of these, like I said, I'm probably not, CeeDee Lamb, 7th, probably not for me. But if, people like Puka's gone, if Amon-Ra's gone, then, I guess, I don't know, it all depends, we have keepers too, so.
Yeah. Some of these guys in our league are not
yeah.
going to be available. Like
Yeah.
Saquon's not going to be an option in our league.
Saquon's gone, Bijan, I'm keeping Bijan. So
I decided I'm keeping Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, I saw. Crazy take.
It's like round 4, is when he's going, and I'm just like, dude, I can still get a first round, second round, and third round by the time he goes off the board.
I do have a pretty good chance of. I think Gibbs is gonna be. I think I think they have Gibbs and Puka Nacua.
It's Dylan then.
Yeah, and so Puka, I think that's gonna be. I don't know.
Puka, if you have the choice between keeping Jahmyr Gibbs or Puka Nacua,
I'm taking Gibbs.
I'm keeping Gibbs.
I'm hoping that I can get Puka in the draft.
Yeah.
I think Puka's because I'm keeping a wide receiver, or I mean a running back, so I'm looking for the best wide receiver available, and I think that's either is going to be. I don't think Amon-Ra is going to be there. I think Sky might end up keeping Amon-Ra.
Yeah.
But he also, he's probably keeping Amon-Ra.
Yeah.
So if he keeps Jahmyr Gibbs, I'm going after Puka Nacua if I can. If I'm my first pick, I think Puka Nacua is probably going to be the best for best player on the board is probably going to be Puka Nacua, yeah. Because CeeDee Lamb's probably getting kept.
Yeah.
Gibbs is probably getting kept. Jefferson, Barkley, Bijan, and Jamar are all getting kept.
Yes.
And I think it's going to be Amon-Ra. And I think that Shelby, I think she shouldn't keep. I think her team,
her team is ass.
Yeah, she shouldn't.
I spent my first rounder on Jonathan Taylor last year, so I get a free first round pick this year. So I'm getting whoever the best player
Wait,
is.
what?
I might get Giante. Huh?
Wait, what? Are we doing that this year about when we drafted them?
Yeah. No, not when you drafted, but where they're gonna go in this
their
year's
ADP.
draft. Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
Hurts is round 4, so I'm not gonna have a 4th round pick.
Gotcha.
But I'm getting first, second, and third.
Oh shit, man! I might keep someone else then. Maybe I keep Derrick Henry for second round.
I mean, that wouldn't be a bad play. You could hope to get Bijan.
And then I can get a first round pick. Like I might get Bijan, and then I could get Puka. Because
if you have the option and you're sitting there with Puka and Derrick Henry on the board,
and I have Bijan,
yeah,
I'm
and you have
taking
Bijan.
Puka.
You're not gonna go for Derrick Henry and try and combo it up again?
No, I'd rather have a elite wide receiver I want to fill that spot. And I think Puka Nacua is consistent.
Well, I think there's gonna be plenty of good wide receivers. Like AJ Brown will be there later.
Yeah, I know, but I just
Brian Thomas Jr. and I know how much you like Trevor Lawrence, so you know.
I'm not taking Brian Thomas Jr.
I mocked Brian Thomas Jr. to the Chiefs, and you were like, "No, I want Adonis Mitchell."
I did.
Did.
I did want Adonis Mitchell. I just want a tall. I want just a big body.
Wait, it's Adonai.
Metcalf or Adonai, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Yeah. But I wanted a big body big dude, you know, like a
Mhm.
6'5", 200. I want a DK Metcalf.
You wanted Brian Thomas Jr. That's who he is at LSU. Is that he's just a big
Yeah.
body guy.
Yeah, that's what I want then.
And I tried to explain that to you, and you're like, "Well, I really like this guy though," you know. And I'm like, I think this guy's gonna be really good though."
But we didn't get either, so guess it doesn't matter.
No, you got the fastest
I
guy.
got Xavier Worthy. Yeah.
Remember that video of him getting pushed around in camp?
No, I don't actually.
No, I got no. Find it.
We'll pull that up.
That was from last year. Yeah, I'm not gonna
Alright.
worry about it. He's up. He's fine. He's okay.
It's 2 hours.
Yeah.
You wanna call
Yeah.
that then?
I think this was a pretty good stream. There's a lot of people were puffing, a lot of people were passing.
Yeah.
You know, maybe for the next stream we'll think of like, I don't know, players to avoid, surefire pickups, that sort of stuff, or
Yeah.
maybe we'll figure something out.
Yeah, or definitely we can stream the draft if you
Yes.
want. Yeah.
That's not until August.
No, yeah, I know. I'm just.
We should do something until then.
No,
Just
yeah.
a couple things, you know.
Yeah, we can figure something out.
Yeah.
Maybe all the watchers out there give us suggestions.
Yeah. Let us know in the comments what we should do, and we will look at them and be surprised that we got comments this time.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Alright.
Good stream.
Good stream.